joining the studio in just about a few minutes. Orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ló bá ń wọnú bí báyìí. Okay, gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o. We're going on Starr Radio in just about a few minutes. Mo sáré update software me. So we go on the Starr Radio in just about a few minutes. So rally ti ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ní Òkè Ògùn as we speak right now. Dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ coordinator Ìsẹ́yìn pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tó ti jáde. Let's continue to support àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń jáde fún rally. It's not easy. Ẹ bá ra àwọn èèyàn tó ń jáde tó ń coordinate kò easy rárá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká support wọn in the little that we all can support, because support táwọn fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn òun ló ń jẹ́ kó máa jáde tó máa ṣe rally. We need as many rally right now. My joint studio this thing. I don't know why my background is not changing. I could change background maker. What's going on? I don't know why my background is not changing. It's a very busy day as usual. Friday, we coordinate the staff wa tó wà ní Òkè Ògùn, and I'm trying to still join the studio as well at the same time. Yeah, I can restart it, can reboot this laptop here. Okay, now put the pick this in. Yeah, put the pick, so I can join Starr Radio now. This is the job of a media. You know, the bá rí gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ ń rí ní CNN, mọ iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lẹ́yìn kó tó di pé yín rí wọn tó máa jáde. There's quite a lot of work that they are doing at the back scene. But today, power nìkan là ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ní bíbá. Tẹ́ bá rí BBC, tẹ́ ń rí this, tẹ́ ń rí that, tẹ́ ń rí Sky News, tẹ́ ń rí tó wà coordinated, is because they have a lot of staff and they have the resources. Media is not cheap. People think media is cheap. For sure, background here again now. What's going on? Lóde tó tún fún mi ní kílódé tí kò fún mi ní background tí mo fẹ́. What's going on with this thing? What's going on now? Okay, still not showing the background. Because my reason to show, let me restart my laptop. Just restart. I don't know what's going on. Okay, my monitor screen on my monitor. On it, so from the north side. Just restart. So it's a busy one as usual this Friday. Ola Abeokuta àti Ondo, they are going to be having their own rally tomorrow. So it's another busy day tomorrow. Lálẹ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run, prayer and board pẹ̀lú àwọn so my monitor screen àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ láti bíbá tẹ̀gbìn ẹ̀ wá síwájú mi bá so it's always good to monitor what's going on. And I've been known we're going on Starr Radio very soon. It's just that mo to ṣe laptop mi tí because I can change background in more if only background delay. I have to use a different background. So background illusion show. That's what the problem is. So we're live now on Instagram as well. System is booting up. Plus, I hardly switch off this laptop. It's working around the clock. I might join studio this thing. Okay, 13 minutes past already. Okay. Don't know why it's not changing my background. It's not easy. Normally, you need enough staff at the we live for you. Yours is just to come down and sit down and roll. Gbogbo àwọn presenters Sky News àwọn kan wọ́n ṣe gbogbo táwọn ń ṣe yìí because we have all the equipment tàbá ti délẹ̀ lérí tàti ní studio àtàwọn máa fi ṣiṣẹ́ kò ní máa sí gbogbo ilé ẹjọ́ àwọn nísìnyí àkúṣẹ́ takuntakun software ni. Okay, now let me see. Now let's call the studio. Let's call Archie. Yeah. A very good morning. Your sound is a bit low on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Much better because we have transmission that is being picked from this end as well with all our listeners on all the platforms. I say very good morning and sorry for the slight delay. It is just one of those technical days that we have to deal with just like yesterday. But we're good to go now. And I say very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and welcome again to Starr Radio UK.
How are you doing, sir?
Well, it's been a very beautiful day, but I think the weather is getting a little bit nippy. I'm not sure why, though. I don't know how those that have been queuing for 9 hours have been doing it, but it's one of the last sacrifice that you can give when somebody died. So you can imagine those that have been queuing in. I'm doing very well. I actually fell asleep on my sofa yesterday, only to wake up about 3 a.m. and I realized that I was not on my bed. And it's just one of those things. I actually was listening to one of our media presenter in South Africa, and I eventually slept off, only for me to wake up. And it seems the family doesn't like to disturb because they're not sure whether I'm running a program, even though I was actually sleeping.
See, people don't know this job that we do.
That's what I was just saying to some of our, while before coming in, I say people don't know what it entails. People just see the big presenter on the screen, but you don't know the technical part of what they have to go through before you see them. But that's the beauty of the technology. I mean, far back in, some 30 years ago, we couldn't have get what we are having now. I'm actually monitoring another screen in front of me, right in the southwest of Oyo State in Okeogun, where the Yoruba campaign mega rally have just begun us about 30 minutes ago, with a large numbers of people as I continue to monitor the screen right here.
Yes, listeners, interested. We'll be going to that story first before we go to any other. But let me acknowledge Adebola Adetayo. It says, good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing very, very well. And as we say here on this platform, in Nigeria, it never happened to you. All right. Now, let's go to the rally, the mega rally that's taking place now. A brief on that one, and then we can move on to some of the stories we get on. Over to you, sir.
Yes, the rally that is actually going on as we speak right now, and I hope you can still hear me back.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, the rally that is going on is just one of those, peaceful means that the Yoruba wants to use to enlighten, our people. I mean, we've been told that people are not listening to us because of the, lack of strong communication on the ground, because we don't have access to the radio in Nigeria. The government is not giving us access to the full media at all. But what we can still do is, according to the fake 1999 constitution, we still have the right, to go out there and do peaceful means of rally and protest, which has been going on. So today is just one other day, as tomorrow there's going to be two simultaneous one in Abeokuta and one in Ondo State. But like I said, if I just turn the audio on a little bit. So right there, is the audio coming out from the loudspeaker. I mean, looking at the crowd out there, you're looking at least about almost 4,000 people that are already out there, moving from point A to B, explaining to people why, an election is not the right means for right now. We should have a country of our own. Just as I was explaining to someone, our listeners this morning on a very short interview, short broadcast I did this morning, just on that 1 hour, where we don't want a situation where we have to keep fighting before we get a Yoruba nation. We want it to be peaceful. We don't want it to have that violent tone aspect of it, because if you look at East Timor was the first country in 21st century in 2002, May 20, that had their independence, but they had to literally go through a lot of fight with the Indonesian government in 1975 when they actually declared their own nation.
Well, what it's going to be. But, interestingly, on that, how is the security? Because I know that you are monitoring that as well. How is the security like there? Are there police around? Are they just there, just protecting the people? Because it's a peaceful demonstration. You cannot say that they've done anything. They've not thrown anything. They've not said anything against anybody. You want out. That's what they are saying. So how is the security like there?
Most time that this rally comes up, the CP, the Commissioner for Police in each of the states, is aware of it. Even though there was a lot of tension in this particular Okeogun, because the DSS were concerned that it could be hijacked. The police were concerned. The rally was meant to hold last week, but eventually, because there was also the ritual that normally happens in that particular, part of the community called Oru Festival. That was actually allowed to go through without any hindrance. So if they have actually wanted to go through last week, there would have been clashes and women would not be able to come out because of the tradition. So in terms of security, it is something that, each of the rally that is going on in the Southwest have always been peaceful, because the police are also aware in advance that rally is coming up in each of those communities. So, definitely, like I was, monitoring the media personnel that was running the media was saying, the reason why we're showing the camera left and right is also to know that if there's anyone out there putting on a Yoruba Nation outfit and trying to be a hoodlum, we want to capture them on camera and then make sure that they are reported to the nearest authority, because what they are actually out for is not to destroy, is not to create problem, is to create what we call awareness that is also allowed under the international law, under the United Nations law, that we have the right to self-determination.
Okay. Now, before we leave that the rally, was one of the important things was, I remember back, was it last year or before then, when you were on the ground, and then there were a few rallies that was held, and the Lagos rally that was supposed to take place, and then we had the DSS coming in and raiding the residents of Chief Sunday and everything that happened. But who are the leaders leading this? Because we know Sunday is not in the country. Professor Akintoye is also not in the country. So who are the ones leading this? Are there prominent ones leading this, or just ordinary Yoruba people?
Well, our rally that goes ahead as we speak right now, is also being aware by the leader of the Yoruba Nation Self-Determination Group, Professor Banja Akintoye, and likewise Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igbowo is also aware of all these rallies. The purpose of this rally again is just to allow as many Yorubas to be aware of what and reason why the Yoruba wants to exit Nigeria, just as the letter that we have been discussing, which we discussed yesterday, and what Jonathan says. But in terms of whether Igbowo is there, Igbowo is not actually in that particular rally. Neither is Professor Banja Akintoye or Chief Mrs. Modukponitiri. But one thing is, they're all aware and everybody monitors, the rally that is going on. But the mega rally that we're expecting will be announced at the appropriate time. And that will probably mean that we might have the three main leaders appearing on that particular rally front when the time comes.
Okay. Now, when it comes to, I find out listen on that. Now, the number of people on there, I mean, involved in it now, the 4,000, about 4,000, like, is it over or above, or it's average, so that you say, okay, maybe someone is skeptic about maybe what will happen, and therefore decided to stay away from it. So 4,000, is it enough, or you were expecting more than that?
Well, I mean, because the rally keeps going, and it might take about 4 hours or 5 hours. So that means there'll be more people joining along the route. And the Okeogun is quite a big community. And that means, they're not just having it in one community. They've actually come together within that particular axis of Oyo State. And that means that, we're still expecting probably maybe to about 10,000, by the time the rally will be ending. And we also have, huge number of people that are following that, rally from around the world, especially for the diaspora that would have loved to be there, but they're probably not there. And that means they have to rely on the media that is transmitting those, rally out of, the country as we speak right now. And that is being monitored, across board by different organizations. And it's also to speak to, use that to tell the international community that the Yoruba people remain a very peaceful people in terms of, asking for their own nation out of Nigeria.
Okay, listeners, that is update from Nigeria coming your way from Northland Students. So online, is just a bit of update on the rally that is taking place in Nigeria at the moment for the Yoruba Nation Awareness Campaign. Let's call it now. All right, then. So now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds.
Well, it is another week as we're going into the end of the week. And then, that means that, this weekend, the only way to enjoy whatever is going on is to make sure you stay tuned on Starr Radio UK as we also continue, to broadcast, all the event of the, happenings, especially after the death of the late Queen Elizabeth II. As we also probably will be on the ground on Monday for live transmission from that area. 450 billion earmark for ghost workers. Fake project in Buhari's 2021 to 2022 budget, according to the ICPC. From our own end, detection of such project is done by verifying their locations and names, says ICPC Chairman Bolaji Owosonuye. The Independent Corrupt Practice and Other Related Offense Commission, ICPC, has revealed that ministries, department agencies, and MDAs padded the 2021 budget to the tune of 300 billion naira. The padding was carried out by duplicating projects, shooting the budget to 13.59 trillion. The Anti-Corruption Agency disclosed that the MDA also padded the 2022 budget with duplicated projects amounting to 100 billion naira, increasing the current year budget to 17.12 trillion, aside from the 49.9 billion discovered as salaries for ghost workers between January and June 2022. It's not the first time that we've seen or heard about budget padding. I mean, I'm not sure whether this happened in Ghana, but I mean, it's not just about the APC. This happened so many times, even during the 16 years reign of the PDP from 1999. We've seen budget that will probably be duplicated. We've seen ghost workers, and I've also seen some Nigerians that are meant to be at work, but they are currently not even in Nigeria. They have actually reside outside Nigeria, but they are still being paid on the other side of the globe. And that is the kind of calamity that befalls a nation. I was yesterday hearing that Buhari will be coming to the House to present the 2023 budget, according to the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila. But the question is, how do we talk about 450 billion padded budget that is now making the budget itself shoot up, and that is also going to be having a lot of effect on so many people back in Nigeria as we speak. The next headline, resident doctors have now cancelled the planned strike and continue negotiation with the Buhari's regime. We knew that they were going to go on strike, but it seems now that that is not going to be happening anytime soon, as the National Association of the Resident Doctors says it has shelved this planned strike. We continue negotiation with President Muhammadu Buhari's regime and all the other stakeholders as we have them as well. Once again, we say, the best option in any situation is to make sure that we have, once again, it's a Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. It is 11/27, 16th of October 2022, as we continue to look and review all the news headlines coming out of Nigeria. So we expect as many, just as ASU has been on strike, since the 14th of February, and that is almost like 7 months. You would expect a serious government, to take it by the bull, by the horn, and make sure that, they can resolve all these issues. So that is a very good news coming out of Nigeria for the first time again this week, as we're ending the week, and I'm going to just go straight to some of the more other headlines. Come back again to you in the studio. If you're joining us for the first time, it is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Atiku, Peter Obi, Tinubu, and others must sign a peace accord. It's not the first time that we are saying that, especially when election that is going to be very, very tense. And already I was hearing what you were saying just before I came on air, that Peter Obi wanted to be stopped from campaigning in Lagos State. We do know that there's this issue between the camp of Tinubu that thinks that he owns Lagos. He doesn't own Lagos. Lagos belongs, just to, as so many people that wants to continue to campaign, for those that really wants to campaign for the election, even though the indigenous people are saying that election is not the viable way to resolve the issue in Nigeria. But it seems now, 2023, Atiku, Peter Obi, and others must sign the peace accord. And some of the other headlines that we have: economic crisis, job loss, worsening food prices soar. More Nigerians are losing their jobs. More Nigerians are becoming more poverty capital of the world, as we do know. And more Nigerians will have nothing to eat because of the Fulani terrorists that is invading all the farms areas, destroying the crops, and not allowing the farmers to get back, their returns. Nigeria's inflation have now reached 20% in August 2022, reflecting the rising cost of living crisis facing Nigerian families and the firms. It was the biggest inflation number since 2005, with the cost food hitting 23.12% on a year-on-year basis, representing 2.82% increase from 20.30% as at August 2021. On a month basis, inflation is now rose to 20.52% in the month of August from 19.64% in July, according to the latest commodity price index. And that means that there'll be more Nigerians that will be struggling to have a meal in their house today. This rise in food inflation was caused by the increase in price of bread. Remember that the issue that is happening in Ukraine, where there's the numbers of wheat that is meant to be coming out of Ukraine, is literally not going out because of the war that is currently going on there. Also, cereal, food product, potatoes, yam, and other tube, fish, meat, oil, and fat are something that so many Nigerians are probably neglect having for a very long time. And when you look at Benue State, Benue State, we've been told while I was growing up that is the food basket of Nigeria. But the terrorism activities in that particular state means that Benue State cannot even feed their own community. I'll come back to you again in the studio, Mr. Archie, at 11:31 on Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Updates from Nigeria. Mr. Again on North London Studios. I'm Archie here in the South Studios. That is a good morning to Aziz. That is Rick. It's a good morning, Brother Koiki, the ambassador, and good morning to Mr. Archie. We say good morning to you, Aziz. We hope you are doing very, very well there. All right, then. Now, interestingly, pertaining to the peace accord that they think that the various party leaders have to sign, or presidential candidates have to sign. Now, there was this story pertaining to the INEC as well, where some are alluding that INEC had deliberately either deleted some names, or some people forget, or might have signed up or done something to the voters register that is going to favor a particular party. And of course, the ruling government is the one that's in power, and therefore they are controlling the short. And I think that they are the ones that is being alluded that they are INEC trying to work for them. But what do you think? Do you think that the fact that people sign peace accord will actually bring peace after the election, if it does take place in Nigeria?
Well, I remember Buhari, during one of his campaign, actually said that blood and baboon, and I believe after contesting so many times, and that was one of the reasons why Jonathan literally did not want blood to flow, because it seems that the agenda was to bring in the influx of what is now becoming terrorist activities in Nigeria that has been mentioned by some of the APC members as well, that they actually brought those in to destabilize should Jonathan refuse to let go the power in 2019. And now we've seen all the atrocity. The first signing is scheduled to come out before the end of this month, while the second one will be in January of 2023, just before the election. That is, if an election will hold in the first place. The National Peace Committee has invited all the political parties, presidential candidate in 2023 presidential election, and their spokesperson to sign the peace accord that will commit them to issue-based campaign. The campaign have not really started, but we've seen death threat, we've seen allegation, we've seen all kind of banters, and I'm sure when the full campaign starts, I will not be expecting nothing less from all those three political parties, especially the threat of the new entry, which is the Labour Party, even though a lot of them are saying that the Labour Party will not even win 3 states. But the youth at home are saying that we will chase away the PDP and APC that have destroyed the country for the last 2 decades.
Well, I'll bring you that song at the end of the video. Chase those crazy boys out of the town. But no, don't take my word for that. Okay, Starr, good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining. But now, the crisis in the PDP seem to be some way, somehow resolved. Wike seems to be on board now. Is it possibly giving some position?
Well, yes, too, because Wike is just like that, little man there that could destroy things that have been built for a very long time. And that means, we're not too sure what he has been offered, but I actually saw a video of him, almost prostrating to Atiku, but maybe that will be the final straw of it. We would have to wait and see. But definitely, these politicians are ready to sacrifice certain things so that they can get what they want, because the situation with the PDP crisis, if it's not resolved, could end up seeing some of their governors probably switching to APC, and that will be an advantage for the APC as against PDP. So I believe Atiku must have sacrificed some certain things to allow Wike to take exactly what he wants. I'm not sure what could that be, but we would have to wait and see to see if Wike will literally abide by those things or not.
Okay, listen, let's start Radio UK. I'll come back to you for you to bring us the rest of the story. As per the ASU strike, and government saying that's going to give them about 23%, but that's what they can afford, can do beyond that. What has the stance of ASU been now, if you know any information related to that?
Well, I mean, the government have always promised, but the promise doesn't seem to come true. And that is the issue that more reason why ASU, still on strike since February 14, this year. But I mean, we expect that the government needs to do exactly everything to make sure that, the student goes back to school. I mean, I'm not sure whether, the student that have been sitting at home for almost 7 months, they will have been as much frustrated. I saw that frustration and anger this week when some of them decided to lock, the major highway, in Lagos Ibadan Expressway. But as we speak right now, whatever arrangement that needs to be done, the government needs to do it very quickly so that students can return back to class.
Hey, interestingly, he has posted a nice comment there. He said, you know what? The Labour Party is also a body of APC and PDP former members. So why should I trust Itobi? He is giving up. Okay? He said that whatever you do, if you take APC, shake it, and then you take PDP, shake it, and put them all together, so that you form the new party, it's still the same old. Just another thing. But he thinks that he doesn't trust each and any one of them. He doesn't even trust Itobi. What's the way forward? As some say, the way forward is only the disintegration. But it is not ready. Let's go back to Yomi for the rest of the stories and what is happening to Chef. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much once again, Mr. Archie. And as we continue to say, the cost of food is rising very fast, and that means more Nigerians, will be out of the 3 square meal that you expect an average citizen to have. I mean, I was actually watching the situation in Italy where the businesses are actually tearing up their bills and putting it in the fire So, but it seems Nigerians are still accommodating the government. Let's see what the Minister for Agriculture is saying. Nigeria, 56% agricultural land not in use, according to the minister. I mean, you wonder why we have that length and percentage of agricultural land, and we are not able to feed Nigerians, or Nigerians being able to be fed by the support of the government. The federal government said yesterday that a lot of opportunities abound in an agricultural sector, as over 56% of available agricultural land was still not used. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, stated this in Jos on Thursday while addressing participants at the ongoing 45th regular meeting of the National Council on Agriculture and Rural Development. It definitely tells that these individuals are probably out of their mind because they don't know what is going on in Nigeria. I mean, we have farmers that created all kind of farms across length and breadth of the country, and we have terrorists that are actually saying that if you come there, either we kidnap you or we kill you on your farm. And we saw that actually happen when Dr. Aborode was killed by the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria. So if you say we have 56%, yes, we do have those lands, but the land can no longer be cultivated because of the Fulani terrorists that is actually taking place. I'm going to take one more and go straight to the social media. The British High Commission closed on Monday, according to the headline, for the Queen funeral. So if you're expecting anything out of the British High Commission, whether a document to be returned, you will not be able to get that, because Monday, it's going to be one of the most busiest days, not just in UK, but for so many countries across the globe where the British have all their representatives. The British High Commission office in Abuja, Lagos, and across Nigeria will close on Monday, September 19, as the United Kingdom buries its late Queen Elizabeth II in London. This is contained in a statement posted to the official Twitter page of the United Kingdom at UK in Nigeria today, Friday, the 16th of September. The Twitter, however, stated that the UK Visa Application Center in Abuja and Lagos will not be affected by the closure. The statement read, our British High Commission office in Abuja, Lagos, across the country will close on Monday because of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth funeral that is going to be taking place in the United Kingdom. That takes me straight to what is happening on the social media this morning as we are going away for the weekend. But the weekend start with Starr Radio UK with all the activities and the news, the services that we're going to be running over this weekend. So let's see what is going on. Number 4 is still trending on hashtag Occupy INEC. Remember that on the 27th, there will be a very peaceful Occupy INEC offices across the country, where we discussed that yesterday. Abacha is trending at number 7. I'm not sure why Abacha is trending, but I believe I read a news similar to that where Shetima, the vice president of the APC candidate, is actually saying that they will give Nigerians what it takes, just as Abacha maybe was lenient or not. But what we can say as of today, $5 billion of Abacha is still being something that we are counting on after 24 years that Abacha died. And this is what Shetima actually says. Shetima, Nigeria needs Abacha hospitality. David Odoye says, at this point, the other candidates don't even need to go after this lot. Just give them the microphone and watch them slaughter themselves with each time. It's one isn't babbling incoherent nonsense about Agbado and cassava. The other one is praising, I'm not going to use that F word, says Abacha. Jeez, according to David Odoye. Imagine Shetima, that is the governor of Borno State when the Chibok girls were kidnapped, is now referencing back to the hospitality of Abacha. There's a long ride for so many Nigerians as the election is coming. Tinubu will give Nigerians friendly leadership like Sani Abacha. Shetima, the vice presidential candidate for the APC. And that is why he's trending in terms of Abacha as well. And let's look at what Neferati says. Shetima saying Nigeria needs Abacha hospitality and Buhari's commitment, and then adding the Tinubu embodies that two qualities. That is a threat to your lives. Run for your dear lives by rejecting those who want to grab power and silence you by all means. You have been warned. And again, according to Kwaku the Hustler, this is a threat. APC is after our lives. And I have here, according to Aye Mojuba, giving me the breakdown before I come back to you in the studio, what we have collected back from Abacha. If you have your pen and paper, go along with me. 1998, we actually recovered from Abacha family $750 million. In 2002, we recovered $64 million from Switzerland. In 2003, we recovered $160 million from Jersey. In 2003, we also went back to Switzerland and recovered $88 million. In 2002, Abacha family gave us $1.2 billion. You heard me very well. This was actually recovered from Abacha family 1.2 billion US dollars in 2002. That did not finish there. In 2005, $461.3 million was recovered back from Switzerland. In 2006, a year after, we went back again to Switzerland and we got $44.1 million from Switzerland. We didn't finish from there. In 2014, some few years after, when we needed money, we went back to Liechtenstein. $227 million was recovered from there. Well, just 2022, America has given us 23 million US dollars. In 2020, we recovered from US $311.7 million. And in 2018, we went back again to Switzerland and we recovered 322 billion. And in total, in the last 24 years, Abacha has given us nothing less than 4 billion US dollars.
Wow. So I think that Abacha was good. At least he saved the money. You want money, you can go out. I think it's the best in that.
Oh, I didn't know that Frank is there with us.
Abacha is the best in that happens in Nigeria. Wow. I mean, yeah, I think it's better. At least he did. He kept the money there. Abacha, when they needed money, what would they have gone? Even the money they went to, can they account for? They said snakes swallowed some. Abacha is the best thing that has happened to Nigeria. What I've seen, they said the money, they can go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, all the other presidents who came, are they telling that they didn't take anything when they invested? At least I can't find it. At least Abacha, we know where it is. We go and get it. For me, I think it's the best thing that happened to Nigeria. Abacha reincarnate and come and do it again. Oh, goodness. We'll be able to save in terms of when there's hardship and go for it. Well, they say if you put Tinubu, that means Abacha and Buhari put together, you are getting that's what you are getting.
And that's the face of Abacha right there, where the engineer have just given us the background of him there, right there. So Abacha, the good and Abacha, the good man with always his very beautiful glasses. Even at some point, the former Pope, the Pope came to Nigeria to pay him a visit after all the threat from the international community. He wasn't listening. And he had a visit from at least an influential person before he died as well.
Wow. Let me say thank you very much. I know that time is first, but thank you very much. But what should we expect this weekend apart from the rally that is taking place?
Well, it continues as we, the awareness. But like I said, tomorrow there's 2 events happening in Nigeria, Southwest as well. But the most important thing to say is, if you see something, say, and in Nigeria never happened to us as we go away for the weekend.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olaibu, for again. Have a lovely weekend.
Bye for now.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Well, listeners, it's quite an interesting one.
Okay. Abacha. Nigerians don't even know, what they are into. Our team is not into too. I still have the screen there where the rally is going on. It's not a bad crowd. So, as we continue to monitor those on the ground there, let us appreciate them. It's not an easy task, when Abacha the full rally is, it's a very tough task, just as it's a tough task for us as well. It's easy for people that are sitting down at home, and then you can complain, you can moan about, well, she this, well, she that. I mean, yeah, we expect them to do as everything, but what we can do is we can just encourage them, you know. So can encourage one only the best thing that we can do those at home that are currently so àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yẹ nísìnyí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá jókòó tí ẹ̀ ń lament kìíní kan tó that's why we are saying the job and the role of all the organization, you know, we are just the media. What I don't understand is ṣé gbogbo rally tó ń ṣe kò kan everybody ni ìbéèrè ni mò ń béèrè o. Rally tá à ń ṣe káàkiri ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lórí rally, and I want to focus only on the rally, and I'm going to open my phone line, and please do not divert our conversation. I won't give you anyway. If you have anything other to say, you probably go and do a video and then you can post it on the social media yourself. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lórí àwọn rally tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ṣé rally tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn tẹ́ ń rí tó ń lọ from different part of the Yoruba community? Èyí tá à ń ṣe jẹ́ ń tán àwọn phones mi kó súnmọ́ mi dáadáa. So let me open my phone line. Don't ask for any other thing apart from what I'm going to be discussing. If you want to discuss any other thing, you can do so, you know, maybe in another program. I'm not going to give you room for that. So lórí rally yẹn mo fi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Ṣé rally tá à ń ṣe káàkiri tí mo monitor tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn ìtọ́ ń ṣe lókè ògùn mo monitor ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ta ló wà responsible fún? Who is responsible? Àti pé ṣé ó concern àwọn kan ni kò concern àwọn kan? Because ẹ̀yin náà rẹ̀ sọ pé wọ́n gbọ́ wa nílé, Mr. Koiki wọ́n gbọ́ yín, but àwọn kan jáde nísìn wọ́n ṣe rally. Ta ló gbọ́dọ̀ wà responsible fáwọn rallies yẹn? Ta ni ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà responsible fún àwọn rally tí wọ́n ń ṣe? That's the question I'm asking this morning. Who is responsible for those rallies? Should we just say the rally is the responsibility of the community? Or should we say that those rallies is the responsibility of every single one of us? Because kò kàn wá, then we might as well say that. Then kí wá ní point táwa náà pariwo lókè? Because èmi ò sí lé nísìn. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ń ṣe rally, but ta ni ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà responsible for those rallies? Ta ni ó gbọ́dọ̀ take charge? A fẹ́ ṣe rally ládùúgbò wa o. Okay, kí lẹ máa need tó lẹ need? Ta ni kó wà responsible fún? Organization wo ni kó wà responsible fún láàrin gbogbo àwọn tá à ń ṣe Yoruba Nation tó jẹ́ àwọn organization? Because we are just the media. Ta ni kó wà responsible fún àwọn rally yẹn? Who should be taking that responsibility? Okay, a máa coordinate wọn, ẹ lè wá guide wọn pókè nǹkan báyìí o, ẹ lè máa sọ o, nǹkan báyìí má sọ o, ẹ má já o, ẹ má ṣe àti mọ gbogbo yẹn. But ta ni kó gbọ́dọ̀ wà responsible? Because now we have our people that are out there. Let me just bring my laptop back here. Hopefully we can see. We have them right now out there pushing. Eléyìí ni cameraman, focus on the crowd. Ó jókòó sínú ilé ẹ̀, mo ka comment yẹn kan. Cameraman, focus on the crowd. Jókòó sínú ilé ẹ̀. Ó rò pé easy. Ta ni kó wà responsible? So, just asking those questions. As also, I might touch back again on my conversation this morning, but subject to Mufemo be minimamu Omodua or not. The phone we going to a leg on to do things so I have to remove some stuff out of it. Because the only way we can get our message sáwọn èèyàn wa tó wà nílé òun ni pé ká bá àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ nílé. I am not on the ground, so the message time cannot, whatever else is going on there now, we just have to let it go. Okay, nobody knows the answer, B. Why? Because she be born on this thing. I'm a she line in this thing. We have a darubai. Sure. Huh? What a very. We need to let those that are organizing and those that say they want to be, because I think people think that our media, our ni organizer Yoruba Nation. I think that's the mistake that a lot of people have not got. We our town sorrow. If people our town sorrow ni organization, no. Our town Polongo Yoruba Nation. We are just the media. We are just the media promoting, discussing. But it seems now that everybody wants to pin the problem of Yoruba Nation on the media. I don't get it. Every pinning problem Yoruba Nation, every pinning Lori media, when the responsibility should be those that are leading us, whoever says they're leading us. I only own a responsibility, not the media that are talking. Government ìlú yìí nísìn, as an example, àwọn media tìlú yìí believe that the government is the responsibility of the people in this country. So iṣẹ́ media ni pé kó máa sọ fún àwọn government àtàràlù into kí government ṣe àti tí, yes, àmọ́ káwọ̀ tí ní government. But at the moment, we have people that is saying that àwa ni a fẹ́ jẹ́ the main aṣojú Yoruba Nation. But the question is, are they working up to the grassroots, or are they just working, floating? So, but it seems a lot of people, miracle cannot solve our problem. We need to solve it on our own. And it is what the media are saying. The media, I will just, okay, we come out, we tell you, based on different platforms, we tell you different things. And that depends on how they can do their research. Because the reason why we are going back and review, okay, I think by Yoruba Nation, ọ̀nà wo, báwo, ìgbésẹ̀ làwọn tó lead wa ń gbé, okay, ẹ ti kọ lẹ́tà sí Buhari and dúró fún the next line of action. So letter anything, I want to review it continuously, and I can still talk about it again, this afternoon. Because letter anything, it's something that we are looking into, because this letter alone can be reviewed for the next 6 months, because it has a lot of information to contain. Tó lè ṣàǹfààní fún ìrìn àjò tá a rìn, in terms of, bá ṣe àbáwọn èèyàn wa, ọ̀rọ̀ bá ṣe máa báwọn èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀ tó máa gbọ́ nǹkan kan. This letter, ẹ jẹ́ lọ mú the new one here wá, consider pé lè ti mixed up. Mo number the other one here. So let's go back and talk about that letter again. Letter tí Baba Akintoye kọ sí presidency. This letter, we don't want them to tell us everything that they are doing. It will be something not worth for us to know. But let's go back again and look at this letter. And I think I've done as much to some of the part of it during the last time here. Mo kàn tún fẹ́ brief wa again lórí letter yìí ni. Let's talk about from here, number 6, page 6. As you know, Mr. President, we, the Yoruba, are well-defined and universal recognized indigenous nation or distinct ethnic group with substantial cultural and linguistic monogeneity. It is a well-known fact that we Yoruba have a rich history of accommodating foreigners and strangers in our homeland and extend them to the respect and protection required of civilized peoples without prejudice to our right over our territorial space and culture. Throughout our history in Nigeria, we have always respected and advocated for fundamental freedoms and human rights for all Nigerians and all Nigerian peoples. We are known worldwide for religious tolerance. That is something that is very massive. We are not those kind of religion. But the moment that you start also hearing the tone of people trying to criticize as much of the Christians and Muslims or those criticizing the tradition, then we are no longer religious tolerant. We are no longer the religious tolerant that Babakitoye is writing in this. Because our fight is not because of religion. Yes, there's nothing we can do about that. But the moment that we start talking about the religious that we are not accommodating, then we are no longer, religious tolerant. And sometimes you hear people knock off and condemn Christianity, condemn Islam, condemn the tradition. That means we are no longer religious tolerant. Because we are an ancient civilization with solid modern achievement in education today and people with an old tradition of accepting and interacting smoothly and productively with various peoples throughout our history. We can live among with ethnic and cultural diversity in the same country, but we have painfully concluded that sustained attack by one ethnic group on us and other ethnic groups in the same country and a plan of conquest and subjugation by one ethnic group against the other groups in the same country represent a conclusive negation of existence and legitimacy of Nigeria. It's not because the Fulanis are killing us why we want to go out of Nigeria. No. It's just one out of so many reasons. But the main reason that we want to go out of Nigeria is because the British put us in a country that is not our own by changing our identity. Our identity is the first reason why we want to get out of Nigeria. Our identity. More life program, Law. All right. Our identity. Identity wa tí wọ́n fi mọ̀ wá pé Yorùbá ni wá tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti yọ kúrò. Òun ni the most important part tá fẹ́ fi kúrò nínú Nigeria. Any other thing, because that identity wa bá ti wà lọ́wọ́ wa, we can deal with our territorial space. We can deal with the Fulani that is killing us. But if we do not get that identity back, then we are not going to be a nation of our own. Let's go back again. We can no longer bear the pain and the indignity of living in constant fear and mourning like a conquered and subjugated people in our own land. I don't think some of you understand the meaning of that. These are very Tibalowo English dictionary. Let's break it down for every one of us, including myself. I just want to go and look at the word conquered. I want to move. We are conquered. And we are conquered because our politicians, currently, the ones that are operating in Yoruba land, do not care about that word conquered. Let's go and look at the English dictionary and let's get the pronunciation.
Conquered
conquered.
Conquered.
Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan conquered, according to the English dictionary, of a place it become. Let me give you my map here. So, conquered, ní territory wa tí a wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, what it conquer wa. Though Ooni of Ife, after our attack, was saying that we can never be conquered. Well, I hope we can never be conquered. Because as far as I'm concerned, we are currently being conquered. So, it could be place or
conquered
people. Àwọn èèyàn. It could be a place or people. So, àwọn wo ni people tá à ń sọ yẹn? Àwa ni ìran ọmọ Yorùbá tí wọ́n ń sọ nínú Nàìjíríà tí wọ́n ti conquer, tó ti mú mọ́lẹ̀. Ọmọ Yorùbá ń bẹ̀rù agbèrò tó wà lójú títì. Ohun àkọ́ ti conquer ènìyàn. Wọ́n ti conquer already. Kò sí bí a ṣe lè gbé nílùú yìí, even though páwọn òyìnbó kan tó tẹ̀ like wa, àti ní ìbẹ̀rù tó pé bí èèyàn ṣe wà nílé tẹ̀ níbẹ̀rù pẹ̀lú ẹni tó fẹ́ gbéra láti ibà tó ń lọ́lé. Because ẹni tó ń gbé níbí báyìí tó bá di pé ó ń lọ́lé, ìbẹ̀rù kan máa, even though pé ó máa wà ní atmosphere environment ẹ̀, but tó bá délé, àwọn fear kọ̀ọ̀kan sì máa kick in. Àwọn fear of the unknown. Fear tó yẹ pé kò sí nínú society tó ń ṣiṣẹ́. Because reason tá a ṣe ń bẹ̀rù nílùú yìí, tí a ṣe máa ń káàkiri, tí a ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo tá à ń ṣe, is because even though pé kò ń ṣe gbogbo wọn àwọn òyìnbó yẹn ló welcome wa, but our conquered, our subjugated. And the meaning of the word
conquered
is a place, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, people, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, haven't been overcome and taken control of by military force. So what we have right now, we don't have a military government, but we have a Fulani government that is now conquering every part of the Nigeria. But what they are doing is, it is still called Nigeria, but underneath it, wọ́n conquer wa lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àwọn tó bá jẹ́ politicians tiwa, wọ́n mú wọn mọ́ra. Àwọn politicians tiwa tó mú mọ́ra, ó yá ìwọ náà jẹ́ senator, jẹ́ house of rep, okay, ṣé o need the contract gbà níbẹ̀ yẹn. But ẹ máa lọ conquer àwọn tó wà nísàlẹ̀ yín o. And that's why today, if you go to any part of Yoruba land, anybody can just do anything to you and ó lè mú jẹ kó lọ. It's because wọ́n allow ẹ̀ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni. Tó bá yẹ pé system tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbí báyìí nísìn, tí bá jáde nísìn, ìyẹn la ṣe máa wà civilized. Mo kàn lè jáde nísìn kí ni mo pé àwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń jà. Ìyẹn ọ̀kan dédé jà nílùú yìí o. Ibo ni wọ́n ti rí táwọn kan gbára wọn ní blow, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbára yín ní blow. Because àti dé stage àwa ti wà ní stage pé kàkà kí n bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìjà, màá fi òfin, màá fi bẹ́ẹ̀ jà. Because òfin wà tó mú anybody nílùú tàwa yìí. Àárọ̀ yìí nísìn, there was a breaking news pé wọ́n stab ọlọ́pàá méjì nílùú yìí. Two policemen, mo mọ̀ bí obìnrin wà nù wọn. Yeah, òun lélẹ̀ ẹjẹ̀ ń ka story ẹ̀ mọ́kànlélórí lórí BBC láàárọ̀ yìí. London police stabbing. 2 officers have been taken to the hospital. And let me go further. A female police officer has been left with potentially life-changing injury in central London, Laroy. Attack which also saw a colleague stabbed in the neck. According to the stabbing was very close to Timor most of the time, Leicester Square, just about 6 o'clock BST time, Laroy. Even though they're saying it's not related to Queen's death or terror-related, police say. So it could be just maybe a drug addict. It could be somebody that they call up a arrest for whatever reason. London Mayor Sadiq Khan branded the incident as utterly appalling at the momentous time for our country. A man has been arrested. That is the beauty of the civilized world. A man has been arrested on suspicion of grievously bodily harm and assaulting an emergency worker. Sherry language tó lò yẹn grievously bodily harmed ó lè ṣe more than 20 years ní prison fún nǹkan tó kọra ṣe yẹn. And this is the kind of society that we want in the Yoruba land. Ẹ wo bó ṣe pa kòkòrò. As we speak right now, nobody is investigating anything anymore. As far as we're concerned, the country just move on and people just think that's normal. And you expect some of us to come and live in that society. After living in a society where Timor Makwenisin, kódà bá ṣe ń ṣe Yoruba Nation gan, àwọn tó ń support Tinubu gan, mo pàdé kan ní àti pàdé rí ní barber shop kan, tani bàbá yẹn tó ṣe ní mi báyìí. Bó kò ní fọwọ́ kàn mí because ó mọ òfin ìlú yìí. Ìyẹn ni bàbá tí mo lọ bá, tí mo ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, tí mo gbé kámẹ́rà sí níwájú, bàbá 82 yẹn, málà yẹn. Because àwọn tí ń wá UK dáadáa, wọ́n mọ òfin UK. But in Yoruba land today, everybody is scared. Everybody is scared of one thing or the other that can literally become a danger for your life. You are scared. Gbégbé àlàáfíà, gbégbé ẹni tí wọ́n ti fi pé Fúlàní nìkan ló kọ́ńkà yín ni. No, kò ṣe Fúlàní nìkan. Àwọn tó jẹ́ politicians yín àti individual wọ́n ti kọ́ńkà yín. Because tó bá ń drive nísìn, tí mọ́tò bá gbára wọn ní anywhere nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìn, ẹ̀rí bọ́ ṣe máa bára wọn ní blow. Because you are not living in a civilized society. But níbi báyìí nísìn, tí mọ́tò bá gbára wọn, tó bá tẹ̀ ní pé anything gan sef, o tún lè pa ambulance gan pé kó wá bẹ́ẹ̀ check body ẹ̀ pé ṣo ṣọ́ọ̀pù wà ókè kó tó máa lọ. Tọ́lọ́pàá bá dẹ̀ dé, ọlọ́pàá máa bèrè pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. And all you just do is you exchange insurance and everybody goes. And insurance ló máa deal pẹ̀lú. And kí ló rò pé purpose insurance yẹn is because the insurance has been set up in the system tá à ń pè nílò tá à ń gbé yìí. Kò sí mọ́tò tó bá rí lójú títì tí máa ń lọ káàkiri yẹn tó wà insured. Kó tó náà fẹ́ drive mọ́tò yẹn kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ wà insured. Ìdí ni pé a kì í mọ̀ mọ́tò yẹn lè lọ gbáyàn, a kì í mọ̀ mọ́tò yẹn lè lọ ní any effect on people. So all these are so many of the advantage and the reasons why we are saying that the more tẹ́ bá wà nínú Nigeria, you are already conquered person. You are a conquered person in that shit old country called Nigeria. And kò dẹ̀ ṣe military nìkan ló ń conquer yàn. As we speak right now, everyone at home, àtẹni tó lówó, ó wà conquered. Olówó ò ní lọ nísìn kó má gbé security dání. Ẹ ṣáà rí Andy Uba bó ṣe ní owó tó, òun gbọ́n, ó gbé rẹ̀ sínú bulletproof car. Ó délé ẹ̀ nísìn, pum, ìyẹn ti kú. Bí àwọn personnel tó ń bá ṣiṣẹ́ méjì mẹ́ta kan wọ́n yìnbọn pa àwọn yẹn náà wọ́n ti lọ. And you think you are not conquered. Everybody is conquered because olówó lè dárìn. Odindi MP níbí báyìí, equivalent of your senator, á lọ nínú public transport because ó mọ̀ pé òun wà conquered. The same public transport èmi náà ń gùn làwọn náà ń lò. But àwọn tó jẹ́ senator yín nílé nísìn, àwọn tó jẹ́ lówó àtàwọn tó lówó tó kọ̀ jẹ́ big boys, wọ́n bí bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn dá kó dárìn fún rẹ̀, bọ̀bọ̀ e-money. Whereas tó bá wá UK nísìn, wọ́n tún bí dá kó sọ pé òun ní ìdọ́lọ́pàá tó máa tẹ̀lé òun káàkiri. Ó lè gba security o, personal security o, bọ̀ kó wá lọ bá London Metropolitan pé kọ́ fóun ní ọlọ́pàá torí òun jẹ́ celebrity kó máa tẹ̀lé òun káàkiri kó lè ṣẹlẹ̀. This means that everybody àtiwọ́ tó ń wò mí tó ní àmàpín kábàgọ́ àánú, you are conquered. You are a conquered person. Ẹni tó ti conquer nìyẹn. Conquered. Having been overcome and taken control. So control yẹn nísìn, ṣẹ́rí ìtàn pè ní control. Control ni pé kó restrict èèyàn. Kó restrict èèyàn sójú kan. in tó fẹ́ ṣe kó má lè ṣe, ìgbésẹ̀ tó fẹ́ gbé kó má lè gbé, bó tó dẹ̀ ọmọ mi àmú lè ṣe kíní yìí o, tó bá ṣe pé Nàìjíríà burúkú yìí náà ń bá dẹ̀ bí wọ́n á kọ́ṣẹ́. You don't understand? So wọ́n ti gba control wa. So control yẹn nísìn ṣe wá rò pé ó máa easy láti gbà padà. Àwọn tó ń mu dáná ọ̀fẹ́ kẹfí wọ́n fífi lẹ̀. And that will now take me into the next conversation. Àwọn tó mú control yẹn dání, they are not ready to let it go. They are even ready to make sure pé kàkà kẹ́ gba control yín padà, they will deal with every single one of us. And they are ready to do so. And one of that is by telling you, oh, we should go for election. Going for election is a way to deal with every one of us. Tábà ti lọ sí election ní mí, bóyá ó máa tún nǹkan ṣe, bóyá ó máa dá nǹkan padà síbi tó yẹ kó wà, bóyá àtúnṣe máa wà, bí a leadership problem ni. It is the way to keep us in control. Because whether you like it or not, APC will rig that election if they want to. Àwọn náà wà ní power. It doesn't matter how many numbers of people will vote for Peter Obi. APC will still rig that election. And they will rig it without nobody saying anything. And the international community will not do any jack shit. Because they will tell you it is a sovereign nation. The question now is, how do we take ourselves out of that control system? Because we are in a control system deliberately put together forcefully by the British government in 1914. Because another problem is here. The British government ló fún the current system tó operate ní Nigeria nísìn, àwọn ló fún ní fuel. Because tó bá ń wa mọ́tò tó bá lépo nínú ẹ̀ mọ́, probability pé mọ́tò yẹn ó máa dákẹ́ sójú kan, kò ní move mọ́. But reason tí mọ́tò yẹn ṣe move lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tó ń lọ nísìn, that there's still a push in that drive of that vehicle, is because we are still fueling it. Because the world will tell you that go and vote. Already the European Union is giving money to Nigeria to say, oh, we will support you with 23 million euro. So that iṣẹ́ 23 million euro ni pé àwọn observer, àwọn olúkálùkù mọ bó ṣe ń jẹ owó nínú Nigeria. Àwọn kan mọ̀ pé owó yẹn máa ń wá lọ́dọọdún every 4 years. So àwọn ti align ara wọn síbẹ̀. Tó yẹn bá ṣe ń dé báyìí, because àwọn yẹn nísìnyí náà máa ní observer làwa. Àwọn máa káàkiri, àwọn ọbẹ̀ lecture, àdé fún yín ní report, wọ́n kọ report fún European Union or whatever agency that is giving the money. And they will write a report, but the 23 million naira or 23 million euro is part of the control system. So if you are waiting, tàbá dúró pé ó dìgbà kan tí European Union, ó dìgbà kan tí African Union, ó dìgbà tí America, ó dìgbà tí Germany, ó dìgbà tí àwọn ìlú kan ìkíní kan kíní kan, ó dìgbà tó bá wá ṣe kíní kan, ìyẹn la máa fi wá ṣe make a decision láti lọ. Then that means in another 30 years, ìrìn àjò yóò tí kúrò níbi kankan, ojú kan la ṣe wà. So we need to be truthful with ourselves. Are we sure that we are ready to go, or we are just still doing what they call prep? Because prep yàtọ̀ sí pa fẹ́ lọ. Prep ó wà. Prep mi pé gbogbo akàn ṣe ní sí akàn prep. Okay, bí a tó bá wá parí election, àṣẹ wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ wàhálà, àṣẹ wa sọ pé a fẹ́ lọ, a fẹ́ ṣe, a fẹ́ mọ̀. Is that what we want? Because if that's what we want, we will be here forever. We will be here. And you will not point finger at this platform. Or it be anybody that could point finger lórí platform mi. Èmi ni mo fẹ́ bá rìn àrìn jẹ́. Báwo ṣe ìbàjẹ́? I'm asking the question. Báwo ni media ṣe fẹ́ bá rìn àjò jẹ́? Ẹ̀yin ò ní plan ni. Ṣé nǹkan tẹ́mi sọ ló fẹ́ bá rìn àjò jẹ́? Oh, stupid man, stupid woman, stupid people ló máa sọ pé in tí Koiki ń sọ òun ló máa bàrìn àjò jẹ́. Ǹjẹ́ yìí fẹ́ ṣe ń ta máa fi lọ? Is the question. because we are living in a civilized society. We are living in that era where now, let me take you a little bit. I discussed that briefly this morning. And I go back to East Timor. Uncle look on East Timor. There was a lot of violence before they got their independence. Serious violence. People were killed. People were killed. Not one, not 100, and they've been fighting since 1975. How many years? Láti 1975 títí di 2002 lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n gba òmìnira wọn. Àwa náà ti fight ẹ̀ tàbá ní ká calculate the numbers of years tó ti ń sọ pé kọ́ restructure ìlú òṣì burúkú tó ń pín Nàìjíríà yẹn, because orí restructure làwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re dúró lé lórí, and I think that's still what they're still standing on. Pé restructure Louis, tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá restructure Louis kò lè work. So already àwa náà ti fight ẹ̀ for 30 years of trying to restructure Nigeria. Ìyàtọ̀ táwọn ò ṣe ni pé the restructure tó ń pariwo yẹn àti violent bọ̀, tó bá jẹ́ pé àti ti violent bọ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ yìí àti níyànjú. Wọ́n ti violent bọ̀. And I'll give an example. Mo wà lọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ sí mi lánàá wá ń sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n ní ṣe ń tó kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tó wá bó ṣe fẹ́ settle down sílùú kan ló máa rántí tó ń lọ Nàìjíríà. Ó dìgbà tó bá gbàwé ló máa tún rántí Nàìjíríà. Mo ṣeré. Ó dìgbà tó bá gba ìwé ló máa tó rántí pé because ìwọ tó kúrò Nàìjíríà láti lọ survive. Kí ló fẹ́ mọ̀ tán ṣe lọ́hùn? Ìtọ́bánú ṣe lọ́hùn lọ máa okay Nàìjíríà okay. And ìwọ tó ti settle down nílùú tó wà. Ó wá ronú Nàìjíríà. How do you want to ronú Nàìjíríà? Ìgbà tó bá gbàwé ló ṣe máa ronú Nàìjíríà. Kò sẹ́ni tó ò ní ìwé tó máa ronú Nàìjíríà. Wà á kọ́kọ́ máa du bó ṣe fẹ́ gbàwé 14 years lè máa ti British government lájọ́fà. 14 years ni mo bá wọn pò ó pé mo fẹ́ dúró sí ìlú ìmọ̀ lọ́mọ́. Báwo mo ṣe fẹ́ máa rántí tó lọ Nàìjíríà? Yes, oríṣiríṣi activities lọ Nàìjíríà. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ wà níbẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń lò bí politicians tó ń ṣe kí ni tó ń kàn kà wá. Because if Afẹ́nifẹ́re was going to be fighting for us, which they've done to their own best ability for more than 30 years, lọ́ti wà lórí ẹ̀, if I'm right, if not a little bit more. But restructure Louis, kí ni tẹ́ ń ṣe yóò kò lè work báyìí, bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ìkó, ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sí bá ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀. Bí British ṣe fún wa ní independent, ẹ jẹ́ ká padà síbẹ̀, wọ́n náà wọn ò fẹ́. And up till now, no government is still talking about that kátẹ̀ sọ pé okay, ẹ fẹ́ Yoruba Nation, okay, àbí pé ẹ lè fún wọn ní Yoruba Nation. Ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká padà sí bí British government ṣe fún wa ní independent. Àbọ̀ mọ̀ pé bá ṣe gba independent kọ́ láàárọ̀ nísìn. The independence that we got from the British government is not what we are operating right now. Wọ́n dà yẹn nù. Tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti violent bọ̀ ní gbogbo time tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ restructure yẹn ni, we would have got what we want now. But because ọmọlúàbí ni wá, ọgbọ́n ni Yorùbá máa fi ń jà. Ọgbọ́n yẹn náà la máa lò. Àti wà nínú ọgbọ́n yẹn báyìí náà nísìn àbí. There's nothing wrong in that. But let me go back and tell you a little bit more about the East Timor. East Timor, under Indonesia ló wà tẹ́lẹ̀. 1975. November, if I'm right. Wow. Ẹjùwà rẹpẹtẹ ní bàbá yìí. Bàbá wa Abraham Adesanya, $50 super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate. I want to take us back to history. I was so much in a rush, and I hope when we call him my mom will do. I hope we hear Mamu because she hasn't called me yet. So I just hope I will have that time to discuss this. Mo monitor to Loni Eri. Why you oríṣiríṣi generator motor ti dákẹ́, shit whole country. I'm monitoring our team alone. Let's take it back to a bit of history. I want to go back a little bit. I didn't read everything this morning, but I'll try and do as much justice to it. History of East Timor. The history 2002 the world by independence one. 2002 May 20th 2002. East Timor is a country in the Southeast Asia and the Oceania known as Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. The country comprises eastern half of the island of Timor and the nearby island of Arturo and Jaco. The first inhabitants are thought to be descendants of Australian and Melanesia people, just as Bawa Nation sọ pé, well, we are not Nigerians, we are Yoruba people, we are Yoruba kingdom before the British destroyed the whole lot. The Portuguese began to trade with the Timor by the early 16th century. Platform. And colonize it through the middle century, just as Britain, what they did was, war as friends, but our British day, one local one exploring, one or they settle down. Agba wọn wọlé gbà tó yáwọ́ realize pé ọmọ nǹkan tó wà lábẹ́ bíbá yìí ìjà ní kó púpọ̀ nú ẹ̀ lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ wa lọ́hùn because ọ̀dọ̀ tí wọ́n àwọn ti jagun oríṣiríṣi, so they needed to develop quickly and they know that we have everything that they use, but they needed people as well. Wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kó àwọn èèyàn lẹ́rú, just as the Portuguese did as well. Not to bore you too much on this. Nígbà tó yá, skirmishing with the Dutch in the region eventually resulted in 1859 treaty for which Portugal seceded the western half of the island. Tó bá sọ pé wọ́n secede nǹkan, wọ́n let go. Just as ìgbà tí Britain náà wá kàkà kọ́ let go, àwọn tó wá kó wa papọ̀. Wọ́n kó gbogbo ẹ̀yà tó mọ́ra wọn, tó ríra wọn sójú rí lọ títí, wọ́n kó wa papọ̀, wọ́n pè ní Nàìjíríà. Àwọn dẹ̀ bá ti wọn lọ. Wọ́n wá ń sọ nísìn pé Nàìjíríà yẹn o, kí unity lè wà, ẹ ṣáà máa lọ dìbò every 4 years. Ẹ ṣáà ẹlẹ́tẹ̀ntẹ̀ fẹ́ gangan, ṣèbẹ́ ìrìnà lẹ máa múyàn. Yé múyàn. Bọ̀ lẹ́yìn, àwọn ń ṣoríṣiríṣi pẹ̀lú wọn. Then, Imperial Japan occupied East Timor during the World War II, but Portugal resumed colonial authority after the Japanese surrender. They started using, this is how they've done in all over the world. Ìyẹn àgbáyé ò ṣe gbádùn mọ́ nísìn, because gbogbo oríṣiríṣi indigenous people wọ́n ti dà wọ́n papọ̀ mọ́ oríṣiríṣi àwọn tí kò yẹ kó dà wọ́n papọ̀ mọ́. Ìgbà tó yá, East Timor declared itself independent from Portugal in 1975. Pé àwọn ò ṣe mọ́. Ẹgbọ́n àwọn tí mo sọ. Kò sí tó ń bọ̀ lókè tílé ọgbà. Ẹ má ẹ̀kọ́ sọ fún yín pé nǹkan kan tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ rí bá bá rọ́ ni. Ìlú kan declare ara wọn kúrò báwọn ṣe mọ́. Immediately tó declare, Indonesia tí wọ́n wà lábẹ́ àwọn invade wọn padà, but was invaded by Indonesia. The country was later incorporated as a province of Indonesia during the subsequent 2-decade occupation. Tabak pé nǹkan ní 2 decades, 20 years. Freedom làwọn fi ń ṣeré tí táwọn kan ní ẹ má rárá má. Freedom lẹ fi ṣeré báyìí. Ẹ fi lọ. Freedom. Gbogbo nǹkan la máa throw into it. We throw everything into it. You don't have to support what I am saying. Tó bá jẹ́ pé tẹ̀lómi lẹ fẹ́ lọ support, ẹ lọ support. Civilized society lè mí gbé. In tí Koiki Media ń sọ kò bá rìn àjò yìí jẹ́. Tony Blair parọ́ fún wa nílùú yìí pé Saddam Hussein ní chemical weapon. Òun ló ṣe lọ invade Iraq. Àbẹ́tí yín dín ní ẹ̀gbọ́n ni. Ẹ̀yin lòṣì tẹ́ ń sọ jágbajàgba. Ẹ̀yin tí ń ṣí èrè ni màmá sọ fún gbogbo yín. Ẹ̀ ń ṣí èrè. Ìyàwó mi máa bí èyí tó lọ́wọ́ fà ìpè báyìí torí ọlọ́. Ẹ̀ ń ṣí èrè ni mo sọ sẹ́ẹ̀. Tony Blair, the Prime Minister of UK, ó parọ́ fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọ UK pé Saddam Hussein ó ní chemical weapon ìtorí ẹ̀ lọ ṣe lọ invade Iraq. Ìwọ ọmọ yẹn sójà tó kú tó jẹ́ ọmọ òyìnbó. Ẹ fẹ́ gba Yoruba Nation. ẹ wá ní tí Koiki Media ń sọ òun ló máa bà nàyò jẹ́ ẹ ti ń ya wèrè báwo ni tẹ́mi ṣe ń sọ ṣe fẹ́ bà Yorùbá Nation báwo ló ṣe bàjẹ́ ṣe fẹ́ ní plan ẹ̀yẹn fi mídíà sílẹ̀ kémi máa ẹ jẹ́ kí British government right mi pé àwọn gbọ́ pé we are told that àwọn ti ṣe gbogbo investigation wọn àwọn ti ní gbogbo dọ́sí àwọn wá gbọ́ pé o ní pé ìjà ń bọ̀ Nàìjíríà máa ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìjà ń bọ̀ because tígbà ò sí ní sí ni pé ẹ tètè lọ yanjú Interco papọ̀ ní 1914 kó má bàa dogun because evidence wà pé ogun ń bọ̀ nínú ilẹ̀ yẹn tí ẹ dá papọ̀ ẹ̀yin ṣe àwọn sọ pé tí Koiki ń sọ ó dà pé gbogbo yín orí ó dà pé ẹ ti mú nǹkan yó à ń sọ nǹkan tí ó ní problem tí a fi wà níbi tá a dé yìí ẹ ní Koiki Media ní tèmi ń sọ òun ló máa bá ọ̀nà àjò jẹ́ ẹ ní plan nìyẹn ẹ ní plan kankan ẹ kàn kó gbogbo wa sínú ọkọ̀ kan náà ẹ ní ká máa drive lọ àwọn kan wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń béèrè pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ ní tẹ bá ní plan ní tèmi sọ ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú Yorùbá Nation in terms of pé ó máa kó bá Yorùbá báwo lè fi kó bá Yorùbá Nation mo ní a máa jà ṣé tó bá pààyàn ìyàn ní defend ara ẹ̀ ni tó bá pààyàn ìyàn ní defend ara yàn ìbéèrè ni mò ń béèrè so all these àwáwí àtàmọ̀ it shows that we have stupid nonentic people wọ́n kọ̀ kó gbogbo wa sínú móòlù ẹ̀kọ́ náà àwọn kan wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń béèrè à ń béèrè mo ní mídíà kan pè mí lánàá ó ń bi mí pé bọ́lá bá ṣe dé èmi lẹ́ ń béèrè pé bọ́lá bá ṣe dé ẹ̀yin ọmọ bíi ta bá ṣe dé ó mà ṣe o ẹ jẹ́ ya shine face yín kó má jẹ́ pé intọ́ play nígbà nàdẹ́kò ó tún fi play out báyìí ẹ rántí nàdẹ́kò Yorùbá ò ní gbà kíní kan àbọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé yín nísìn I think they want to play the same game. They are playing the same game. So let me go back. Mutiri Yatobimiloma, welcome on board. Yoruba Nation now, no retreat, no surrender. I spent quality time with her yesterday. Koda unjeti mo jembe gan. Mo deliver mo tele oye mo sumo bene. Now let's go back again. East Timor declare independent in 1975. Could road anybody. So táwọn bá declare independent in 1975. Ta ló fún wọn ní audacity láti ní kó declare. Ta ló sọ fún wọn pé kó lọ declare ṣé wọ́n ṣe lọ béèrè àyè lọ́wọ́ United àwọn òṣèdó fún United Nations kí East Timor tó declare ẹ bá wa béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n sọ pé tá bá declare ó máa fa sùúrùtù ó máa fa wàhálà pé East Timor tó declare ok àwọn ọmọ yẹn ti ṣe tán mo ní láti lọ pa system mi lókè bí internet cut off ni mo ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ n lọ sókè because mo monitor screen yẹn ó dẹ̀ ti shut down àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń wo máa wọ́n ni mo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mo ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ẹ kàn máa gbádùn orin lọ tí màá fi wọlé dé padà Janet dà ẹ máa gbádùn ilé ilẹ̀ mo ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ àyà advert yẹn kúrò òkè ní streaming net ti ń ṣe mo ń bọ̀ ẹ máa gbádùn ilé lọ. Wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ padà sóbi tí. So now let's go back again as I'm now using East Timor. And gbogbo tí mo sọ, you can just go on. East Timor is P-A-S-T. My protest sorry comment wọ́n ti post out lórí social media wa tẹ́lẹ̀ so that ẹ̀yin náà ẹ lọ verify gbogbo tí mo sọ yìí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé irọ́ wà nínú nǹkan tí mo sọ, kẹ́ padà kẹ́ wá sọ fún mi pé Koiki get out. Gbogbo tó kàn sọ yẹn irọ́ ló kún bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ mo tí ìtàn kó má lọ dà sórí laptop mi. Ó ti tútù bàjẹ́. Mo sì mi ò tẹ́lẹ̀ jẹ nǹkan tó túra láì. Agbóná fẹ́lifẹ́li ni. Ṣẹ́rí East Timor yẹn 1975 òun ni wọ́n declare independent. So kí ni ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe declare independent tí wọ́n dúró? Wọ́n declare independent lóòótọ́ but wọ́n ò rí gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ gbà lóòótọ́ o. It took them up to 2002 kó tó wá fún wọn ní full independent wọn nísìn. After to declare independent in 1975, Indonesian government lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ó invade wọn. The country was later incorporated as a province of Indonesia during the subsequent 2 decades. A campaign of pacification ensued, although Indonesia did make substantial investment in infrastructures during its occupation. Ẹ rántí pé ayé ò tí lajú tó yìí nígbà tí mò ń sọ yìí compare sí nísìn tí ayé ti lajú. But in tó ń ṣe ni pé ẹ jẹ́ ká ra manage Yoruba Nation yìí o. A máa lọ lóòótọ́ o, but ẹ jẹ́ ká rọra ṣe o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká Koiki tí wọ́n sọ yẹn ó máa dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. How? Báwo ni tèmi ṣe ń tí mo sọ báwo ló ṣe fi dá wàhálà sílẹ̀? Báwo ni tèmi sọ ṣe fi dá wàhálà sílẹ̀? From the analysis that I did for the last 3 years. So, ẹ̀yin ò mọ̀ pé Fúlàní ń pààyàn lójoojúmọ́. Wọ́n mọ̀. The world knows that. Statistics wà lọ́wọ́ wọn. But they're saying that the government should work on it and make sure that they can secure everybody. The same government tó jẹ́ pé òun ló ní Fúlàní lọ́wọ́. Let's come back again. Once again, I'm using East Timor as my analysis this afternoon, in the 16th of September. Aago méjìlá àbọ̀ ló lù ní ibi tá a ti ń ṣe transmission ni. Although Indonesia, wọ́n invest nínú East Timor yẹn, infrastructure during its occupation in East Timor, dissatisfaction remained widespread. Inú àwọn ará East Timor tí dùn pé no, ní ta fẹ́ kọ́ lélẹ̀. We don't want this. All we want is Yoruba Nation. Àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re ti ṣe restructure tí for 30 years without no violence. Tó bá yẹ pé violence ti wà nínú ẹ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ yìí á ti níyànjú. But wọ́n ní okay ká fi ti Yorùbá jà, ká fọgbọ́n Yorùbá jà, fine. Ọgbọ́n Yorùbá náà la fi ń jà nísìn by giving you ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ gbọ́ pé ìlú kan ti declare rẹ̀ rí. Gbà táwọn ní sọ fún yín wọ́n ò fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ ní. You are joking. You are listening to ẹbí ṣe jókòó yìí, right? Níwọ̀n bá pa bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá Nation yìí I do go around and look and find things. So don't let anybody give us this, false hope. Declaration 1975, ìlú declare. But there was still dissatisfaction remaining widespread. So from 1975, about me calculate how many years near. From 1975 to 1999, there were estimate of about 102,800 conflict-related deaths, approximately 18,600 killings, and 84,200 excess deaths from hunger and illness. Pain oniwa, conflict by independent, ìyẹn àwọn pain wà ńbẹ̀. 102,000 people died between 1975 and 1999. Èèyàn mélòó ló ti kú ní Nàìjíríà nísìn láti 1975 títí di 1999? Èèyàn mélòó ló ti kú láti 1999 tí a ti padà sí ìtàn pè ní democracy in Nigeria títí di wákàtí? How many people roughly do you think have died in the whole Yoruba land? Kò ń ṣe ní Nigeria o. I mean, the whole on. I'm talking about nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Èèyàn mélòó lẹ give and take, negligence death. Èèyàn mélòó lẹ rò pé ó ti máa kú from 1999 tá padà sí democracy according to what we are told. Èèyàn mélòó lẹ fi kò máa ti kú? 10,000? I want to see the numbers. Roughly, how many people do you think have died? How many people do you think have died from 1999? The negligence of the government in Yoruba land, so I'm not talking about in whole Nigeria. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, èèyàn mélòó la fi kò ti kú? 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 people? Keep that to yourself and tell me whether those deaths were not worth fighting for now. Let's come back again. In 1999, United Nation sponsored a referendum for them. Kí lẹ rò pé links a referendum wọn? I'm asking a question. Kí lẹ rò pé link sí referendum wọn? Because of the amount of violence that was in that country. I've just given you the statistics. Nothing to hide about it. Oh yes, people died. I'm not going to sit down here and say nobody died there. People died. But the amount of death, Latin 1975 to 1999, let me click on these UN-sponsored referendum. Okay, it says there, an independent referendum was held in East Timor on August 30th, 1999. The referendum origin lay with requests made by the President of Indonesia, B.J. Habibie, to the United Nations General Secretary Kofi Annan on 27th of January 1999 for the United Nations to hold a referendum. President ìlú wọn níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, èyí tó wọlé, òun ló sọ fún Kofi Annan, kọ́lọ̀ fún ọ̀run kẹ́ Kofi Annan, òun ti kú nísìn, was the former UN Secretary General. But okay, kí wàhálà yìí lè dínkù díẹ̀, ẹ kúkú wá ṣe referendum kátẹ̀mọ̀ bí wọ́n fi là bọ́ fi lọ. Ìbéèrè tí mò ń béèrè nísìn ni pé, ǹjẹ́ àwa máa rí ẹni tó múlẹ̀ fún yín ní referendum pé kọ́ wá find out pé kí Yorùbá lè lọ or not? Pẹ̀lú bí a ṣe wà báyìí nísìn. Even if an election is held, do you think that whoever wins that election, I'm just using that word, do you think that even tí ẹni tó bá win ní general election ní next year, Atiku ló bá win ní, Tinubu ló bá win ní, Peter Obi ló bá win ní, ǹjẹ́ wọ́n lè fún wa ní referendum kọ́ pé because President Indonesia ti join òun ló grant referendum tó fi ṣe. But kó tó ṣe referendum yẹn, mo sọ fún yín pé láti wọ́n kọ́kọ́ ti declare ìyẹn àwọn ìlú yẹn ní 1975. Wọ́n dẹ̀ jà. about 102,000 people died. Nígbà tó máa fi di 1999 tí pressure yẹn pọ̀ pé no ṣe mọ̀ pé gbà yẹn ayé communication ti ń jáde because ìdí tí ikú ṣe pọ̀ níbẹ̀ ni pé kò sí communication tó ń jáde láti ibẹ̀ yẹn. So àwọn Indonesian government kàn ń bombard wọn mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n kàn ń bombard wọn mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. The world has now changed. Technology mélòó ló wà níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn ní 1975 títí di 1999. Èmi dé ìlú ìmọ̀sọ́ fún yín pé ibi báyìí mo ti ṣí email address mi ní 1998. So that means pé technology tí kò tí ì dé sílùú òṣì tẹ́ ń pé Nàìjíríà yẹn ìgbà tí màá fi débì báyìí àwọn ti wà ní wọ́n ti lọ sí Windows 2000 ẹ̀yin sì ń lo MS-DOS ni pé o máa fi kóòdù sí o máa punch ẹ̀ kó tó gbé wọnú kọ̀ǹpútà òun làwa ń lò òun lèmi fi kọ́ kọ̀ǹpútà ní Igbóṣeré Robertan Computer High School ní Igbóṣeré Lagos Island tí mo sì mi send owó pé kí n lọ ṣe computer training. Ìgbà tí mo dé ìlú ni mo realize pé system tẹ́ ń lò ní bíbá wọ́n ní ibo ni mo ti ń bọ̀ mo ní Nàìjíríà àwọn ní no pé àwọn ti kọjá stage ibi tẹ́mi ń lò yẹn. Ìdí tí ikú ṣe pọ̀ nígbà yẹn nìyẹn. So pé tá bá declare nísìn ikú kan máa wá wọ́n máa pa gbogbo èèyàn kò lè dàbí nígbà yẹn because 1975 kò sí communication kankan tó ń lọ sílùú yẹn. So Indonesian government kàn ń bombard wọn mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn UN mọ́ o wọ́n dákẹ́ nígbà táwa rí pé ayé ti ń change pé kí ló ń táwọn journal àwọn òyìnbó journal àwa là ń take risk ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ètò èmi lọ ṣe nílé yẹn bí a torí pé mo ti gbé láàrin àwọn òyìnbó níbí báyìí ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni pé àbọ̀bọ̀ risk máa ló lọ take because risk òyìnbó máa ń take as a journalist ẹ̀yin kàn fẹ́ jókòó ẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ ká kanú egungun kankan ẹ wá fẹ́ ti Ìgbòho nìkan síwájú so ṣé Ìgbòho nìkan ni kó máa ṣe so going home for me was nothing kódà it was more of an adventure. Nísìn làwọn kan náà àmọ́ risk tó take ẹ ti pọ̀ jù ní risk wo ẹ̀yin ọ̀rẹ́ òyìnbó tó ń lọ káàkiri ni war zone lòyìnbó máa ń lọ war zone tí bá dé pé mo láyè ni tí ó máa ní pọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation èmi fẹ́ lọ Ukraine yẹn kí tẹ̀lé ohun kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ìtò ń tán pè ní pé yàn ṣe iṣẹ́ journalist ni ẹ̀wọ̀n gbogbo jókòó sójú kan òwa náà ṣe journalist iṣẹ́ kí ló ń ṣe journalist ò lè ṣe èmi ò ń ṣe blogger mo sọ fún yín I am not a blogger blogger lẹni tó ń blog nǹkan èmi ò blog nǹkankan mo ń fún yín ní analysis mo dẹ̀ ń fún yín ní evidence pé wọ́n jà wọ́n para wọn dáadáa ní East Timor kó tó fún wọn ní independent pé no ìgbà tí president kan wá wọlé òun ló bá Kofi Annan sọ̀rọ̀ ló wà lókè èyí tí a máa fi máa para wa ta máa para wa yìí ṣe jẹ́ ká ṣe referendum and that was what brought up a referendum in East Timor. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tó jẹ́ lára freedom fighter wọn became the first president níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn kó tó di pé ó ṣe ìwọ̀n tó máa ṣe ó dẹ̀ gbé fẹ́ lómi wọ́n mú bọ̀bọ́ yẹn náà àwọn Indonesia government sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ gba Yorùbá Nation gbogbo ọgbọ́n tẹ bá fẹ́ lò tí a bá push ọgbọ́n yẹn délẹ̀ kó kan the last lap tó bá máa fi ṣe tán wá ṣe election mọ́ wa lára ìmọ̀ àdẹ́ padà wá sí bíbá àdẹ́ máa ṣe awareness lọ àti campaign kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bọ́wọ́ tí bẹ́ẹ̀ anybody da kó point finger sí mi máa fún gbogbo yín lépè ní látòkè délẹ̀ máa fún gbogbo yín ní máa fún lépè látòkè délẹ̀ máa fún lépè burúkú because time tẹ ká push gbogbo kìíní délẹ̀ ẹ̀ ń sọ pé tí Kóìkì ń sọ òun ló máa da Yorùbá Nation òun ló máa kó bá Ìgbòho òun ló máa kó bá Yorùbá Nation òun ló máa kó bá Bàbá Akíntóyè òun ló máa kó bá kí báwo ni ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ìbéèrè ni mò ń béèrè how it's because a lot of you are illiterate ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ tẹ́ ń ṣe ẹ mọ̀ tẹ́ ń ṣe ẹ kàn fi máa da àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá róbóróbó èmi ò ní táìmì ẹ rẹ̀ kan mo ní táìmì ẹ èmi náà fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ mo fẹ́ mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ owó fún fámìlì mi fẹ́ràn àwọn ọmọ mi ẹ̀rọ pa lọ fọ́lìdè abẹ́ ń ṣi èrè ni èmi ò kọ́ àwọn ọmọ lọ fọ́lìdè a wà nínú ilé torí mọ̀ ṣe Yorùbá Nation kò ní dàgbò ẹ̀ sórí rẹ̀ òun lọ́ka ẹ̀ máa pa yín ẹni mo sọ ẹ̀yin kọ́ àwọn ọmọ yín lọ fọ́lìdè èmi kọ́ àwọn ọmọ sínú ilé èmi ò lè lọ ṣiṣẹ́ láti ẹ̀rọ pé ó tẹ̀ fún mi ó kó àwọn ọmọ àjọ lọ sọ́lìdè ni àwọn ọmọ jókòó mi dad when I go on holiday mo ní kò tí ọ̀rọ̀ holiday kọ́ lélẹ̀ mo busy nìsín tí bá lọ ṣiṣẹ́ cleaning wàá sanwó oṣù fún mi màá save owó fúnjọ́ 5 months màá wá kọ́ àwọn ọmọ mi àwa lọ sí ìlú nílọ Nàìjíríà ni torí Nàìjíríà kì í ṣe ìlú màá kọ́ àwọn ọmọ mi bó jẹ́ the nearest island àlọ́lọ́ 1 week fàájì a máa bọ̀ nílé. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ àwọn ọmọ yín nísìn ẹ̀ ń kọ́ wọn lọ fọ́lìdé ẹ̀yin ṣiṣẹ́ àbí ẹ rò pé mi náà lè ṣe ẹ rò pé mi ẹ má kí kíní kó ṣe tó wọn fi the end of the year tá a bá ti rí solution that means pé ẹ ti sọ fún ọmọ Yorùbá pé ọmọ Yorùbá nation yìí ẹ jẹ́ ya lọ́rọ̀ ìwọ̀n ìrìn ṣe kólúkàlùkù yẹn tó bá wà lábroad kó ya tájú ìṣègùdẹ dáadáa ilé là nílé lọ mò ń bá yàwá Janet má ti sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́sàn-án yìí ẹ̀bí láàárọ̀ yìí má tọ́ pé mi ilé làwa ò ní wà ní àwọn máa wà lábroad adé máa pariwo Yorùbá nation but ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wọlé wàá fojú wọn máa bòrò àwọn tó fi kọ́ káàkiri wàá dì pẹ̀lú gbogbo yín látòkè délẹ̀ wàá dì pẹ̀lú yín ẹ̀ ní rírú ẹ̀rí ẹ fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation ẹ fẹ́ yẹ ká tró gbogbo nǹkan sínú ẹ̀ ẹ fẹ́ máa select eléyìí la máa ṣe eléyìí la lè ṣe East Timor gbogbo nǹkan lọ́tù sínú ẹ̀ wọ́n padà rí result ẹ̀ wọ́n ti dá dúró nísìn gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè níwọ̀n bá tán ní wọ́n rọra ń gbádùn ẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ òlu wọn dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé yes lóòótọ́ ẹlòmíì lè èèyàn kan lè kú nínú family ẹ̀ nínú ìgbà tó ń jàjà yẹn but at least a máa rántí pé bàbá yìí náà ó gbìyànjú ìtẹ́yìn wá ń ṣe nísìn ẹ̀ka Yorùbá nation ẹ̀ ní plan ẹ̀ ní structure ẹ̀ ní àwọn ọmọ ló ń ṣe rally nísìn kò sí support kankan fún wọn Ọlọ́run ló ní káwọn ọmọ yẹn kọ̀ já àwọn akíkanjú ọmọ báwọn nígbà sí support kankan kò sí kankan. Now let's continue. Nígbà tó di 1999 the United Nations fúnra wọn United Nations gangan ló sponsor referendum no enough is enough ìtẹ̀ para yín ti tó ìtẹ̀ para yín ti no it is more than enough. And what then happened? An overwhelming majority of East Timorese àwọn ọmọ ìlú gangan voted for independence from Indonesia. Freedom dé fún wọn finally and they're gone out of Indonesia. They have their own territory. Do we want that? Or we just want to keep talking among ourselves? Kakọ máa bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ among ourselves. Yẹn náà dà, but kò lè gbé wa dé anywhere. The problem tó wà ń bẹ nìyẹn. Kò lè gbé wa dé anywhere. Ẹ bá níyàn 30,000 tó ń wò yìí, ìyẹn kọ́ ni independent o. Ẹ wò wá o, à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation o. Òfútù fẹ́ tẹ̀. Tágbà yóò bá ti mọ̀ wá, à lọ anywhere. Ojú kan la máa wà kan Yorùbá nation náà. Yorùbá nation náà. No, bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a fẹ́ push gbogbo nǹkan sínú ẹ̀. I might throw everything into it ni. If really we want to go. Yes, intellectual máa wà nínú ẹ̀. Yes, èmi máa sọ violent máa wà nínú ẹ̀. Pé violent ò ní sí nínú ẹ̀ yẹn forget it. Violent is nothing pé ká máa sọ pé no. But the thing is, ó máa ní kankan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kí violent tó wọnú ẹ̀ ni. Tó bá dàmí gbóná lé wa lórí nísìnyí ká máa wòran àbí. Ká máa react. Ẹ rò pé rálì bí ọ̀tọ̀ ọjọ́ ta là ń sọ yìí ni. Tó bá dọ̀mí gbóná lé wa lórí, àwọn náà dọ̀mí gbóná lé wọn lórí. Gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ láì ṣẹnu kò. Tó bá jẹ́ pé yẹn ló ń bí inú ni, àná tún lọ pé bàbá kí tó yẹ tún ní kó pè mí. Màá kọ́ máa sọ fún bàbá yẹn pé mo ti gbọ́ ni. Èyí tí máa sọ mo máa sọ lórí program mi. Because mo ṣiṣẹ́ fún bàbá Akíntóyè. I'm not working for bàbá Akíntóyè. I'm not working for bàbá Akíntóyè. Bàbá ń ṣe tiẹ̀, èmi ṣe tèmi. I don't work for bàbá Akíntóyè. Ẹ rò pé mo ṣe fún bàbá Akíntóyè. Mo ṣe fún bàbá Akíntóyè. Mo lè ṣiṣẹ́ fún Unity. I'm just a spokesman fún Ìgbòho. Mo lè ti ń sọ Yorùbá nation kí tó pàdé Ìgbòho. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó lè dá yẹn dúró. Mad people all over the place. Let's continue. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀? East Timorese, wọ́n náà wọ́n fẹ́ Indonesia ṣì kankan mọ́, àwọn fi dá dúró ni. And they voted for independence. Òmìnira dẹ̀ wọnú ìlú yẹn. Bam! Àlàáfíà débẹ̀. Immediately following the referendum, anti-independent Timorese militia, organized and supported by Indonesia military, commenced a scorchy earth campaign. The militia killed approximately 1,400 Timorese and forcibly pushed 300,000 people into the West Timor as refugees. The majority of the country's infrastructure was destroyed during this attack. Àwọn alábọ̀dì tó wà láàrin wa ló máa lọ ṣe yẹn. Ṣé pé àwọ̀ ní láti destroy anything. nígbà tí ọ̀nà bá ti clear tó ti lọ but àwọn alábọ̀dé tó ń jẹ̀jẹ̀kújẹ lọ́wọ́ nísìn àwọn ọlọ́mọ bà nǹkan jẹ́ kí làwọn fi bá ní láti bà nǹkan kan jẹ́ nígbà tó bá ti ní ká máa lọ ní wọ́ọ́rọ́wọ́ kí làwọn fi bá nǹkan kan jẹ́ fún but àwọn alábọ̀dé tó ń jẹ̀jẹ̀kújẹ tó di gbogbo port authority mú tó di ibo lèmi dì mú bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìn ṣé èmi ni mò ń gbowó orí ìta ní junction to junction tẹ́ ti ń gbọ́ ọ̀kadà owó ọ̀kadà tẹ́ ń gbà yín lòṣì ṣé èmi ni mò ń gbà ṣé èmi lẹ̀ ń kówó ọ̀kadà fún tẹ́ ń gbà ní junction to junction ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá mad people all over the place. The majority of the country infrastructure was destroyed during this attack. Kò ń ṣàwọn ọmọ òdúró destroy ẹ àwọn tí a rò pé tọ́rọ̀ pé wọ́n ń bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ àṣẹ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ló ń bá ṣiṣẹ́ àwọn ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí destroy. The international force for East Timor was deployed to the country and brought the violence to an end. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kò tó sọ níbẹ̀. The international force níbo làwọn yẹn ti wá wọ́n prepare wọn sílẹ̀ fún ni. The international force for East Timor was deployed quickly. Ìyẹn mo sọ pé tabadika Yoruba Nation a ní right láti defend a ní right láti make sure pé a ní fẹ́ rí anarchy a ní fẹ́ kí èèyàn kan máa lọ lútù ṣọ́ọ̀pù ní ṣọ́ọ̀pù a ní fẹ́ kí èèyàn kan máa pa anybody lójú títì ṣe kí ló bá dínú yẹn. Not about it. But lè ṣe nísìn because as they see right now, Nigeria is still running as a country. So, báwo lè ṣe fẹ́ ṣe yẹn nísìn? But tá bá ti declare, ìyẹn easy fún wa láti ṣe. Ìbí kan tí mo sọ nìyẹn. Táwọn ní mo ní àtà ní ṣoríire ni mo sọ gbogbo yín tẹ́ bá sọ pé nǹkan tí mo sọ tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ máa yí mọ́ mi lẹ́nu. Ìtì bá sọ mo dúró lé lórí màá sọ. Èmi ò bẹ̀rù anybody ni mo sọ fún yín sẹ́. Because mo gba àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń tọ́jú èmi. So mo ń ṣe pé mo ń gba owó lọ́wọ́ bàbá Akíntóyè àbí mo ń gba owó lọ́wọ́ Ìgbòho mo ń gba owó lọ́wọ́ nítorí pé nǹkan báyìí ni kò lọ sọ lórí program náà. Àwa wí àtàmọ̀ òun lẹ́kàn ṣe. Báwo ni Koiki Media ṣe fẹ́ bá rìn àjò jẹ tí kan tún máa sọ pé ó ní èmi àti ìjìnlẹ̀ ìyẹn Lamidi tó wà ní United Arab Emirates ó ń kọ sínú mídíà mo kà lóru àárọ̀ mo kà nínú stupid boy yìí èmi ṣiṣẹ́ fún ṣé illiterate ni wọ́n ni èmi odindi mídíà mọ́ tó ń pè mídíà ni èmi odindi mídíà màá wá jẹ́ kí àkọ́kọ́ mi sábẹ́ màá máa bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ no Yoruba Nation anybody tó bá ti ní iṣẹ́ Yorùbá ló ń gbé dání sífẹ́ ní ẹ máa bọ̀ níbí báyìí platform yìí lélẹ̀ èmi kọ́ mo ní platform ìyẹn ni mo ṣe advert ẹ̀rọ pa mo pàdé máa tó ń ṣe Agége bread ó ní ọmọ olè mẹ́kọ̀ owó gan-an kìíní kan bí a ní máa pè wọ́n lọ́la I met him ní Dustin ní kanima yẹn Koiki ọmọ já pè mí ká sọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ti lọ́gán ó ti pọ̀ pàdé mi kan tẹ́ ẹ pè mí nígbà tí mo náà rẹ́ mi ẹ kú ó wá ní pàdé wa kan yẹn náà dókítà ní níbí bí èèyàn tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ ti lọ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ ẹ̀mọ̀ káwọn dókítà máa ń bízì ẹ máa ń gúnyàn lábẹ́rẹ́ káàkiri rẹ̀ ṣe báyẹn sọ pé àwọn Koiki don go gan pé ní UK kẹ̀ all over the world lọ́ti mọ Koiki nísìn wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ UK àbọ̀rọ̀ kò yẹ yín nísìn àwọn ìbínú àbọ̀rọ̀ kan so and that's why I don't do all this advert ojoojúmọ́ ni mo rí message let's do advert on your show let's come nbẹ fi ṣe because my advert jẹ́ máa ẹ̀pẹ́ advert politicians tó lọ lo kọ́nà sí kan tí politicians ò lè ṣe and the last thing is I don't want anybody to come and rubbish me ó bẹ́tà kẹ́ fún mi lówó £10 £20 kí n ṣe kí mo jí láàárọ̀ ẹni tí mo rí 50,000 ẹ̀kan sẹ́ndẹ̀ 50,000 ọ̀gá mo ti lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ àwọn náà tí mo bá ṣe máa tún pin but later mo kọ̀ rí message tí wọ́n mú nǹkan ní àwọn fún mi pé fún Koiki Media àwọn tó lọ sí àwọn ọmọ tẹ́ ń wò nísìn tó wà ní kíní nísìn ìkan ló wà ní Òkè Ògùn pẹ̀lú wọn nísìn èmi mò ń bá ṣe transmission lọ sí gbogbo platform tó kù ìyẹn mo ṣe ń strong ẹ̀ lókè ọ̀la nísìn àwọn méjì ni máa gbé dìde tó ń lọ sábẹ́òkúta èyí tó lọ sí Òkè Ògùn yìí nísìn òun kan náà ló lọ sí Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ àwọn one criss cross ẹ̀rẹ̀pọ̀ easy ni. àwọn flag kan ti délé sọ fún yín àwọn latest one kò wá ń ṣe kéékèèké nìkan ni mo send lọ lé mọ́ ẹ̀yin diaspora tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe láwọn ńláńlá ẹ̀ 500 péré ni mo ṣe lọ́lé ìyẹn ń ṣe ti máa fáwọn èèyàn for free náà ó ní 500 pẹ̀lú àwọn big one kéékèèké tó kù yẹn ẹ̀yin lẹ fún wa lówó yẹn a máa distribute but 500 big one tí mo ṣe diaspora tó bá fi pé ọmọ ńlá yẹn mo fẹ́ then mo ní size by kò pọ̀ bí 20 ni mo ní kọ́ ṣe náà kó 22 size by náà ti délé big size then wait is the biggest size it's only 22 diaspora tó bá fẹ́ fáwọn èèyàn wọn nílé ẹ kàn sí mi kẹ bá wọn sanwó ẹ kẹ send owó sí mi kí tún lè ṣe mí yan mo fi hàn kan ní ẹ for free nílé o àti àwọn ní tí mò ń tà níbí báyìí but the other ones has also been at all but àwọn onígungun kan tí mo ní kọ́ ṣe 1,450 ó rà pé márùn ni màá release yẹn fún ibi tá a bá lè send ẹ̀ sí tó yẹn bá ti jáde àwọn kéékèèké yẹn náà we have about 2,000 tó ti délé báyìí ibi tó bá lè dé ni o ní àwọn kan máa pè mí I will try my best as we continue to move around with it but diaspora tó bá fẹ́ àwọn ńlá medium size yẹn mẹ́wàá lẹ fẹ́ fáwọn èèyàn ni pẹ̀lú gear ẹ send message to me I'm not going to sell it at £10 to you because I'm on the ground but you still have to pay something for it so that's all I can say ìyẹn ti dé ẹ bá lọ sórí Facebook wa mo ti post gbogbo àwọn pictures àti image yẹn so you know it's still going to be very reasonable for the diaspora that wants to buy them so like I said I just hope that they are not convincing Igboho pé kò ní sí rally mọ́ I haven't spoken to him today I will speak to him so that kí n tún lè bàbá mo tó bá sọ màá jẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ because I have feelings that they are trying to push Igboho pé bí a kà má jáde fún rally mọ́ something is just I don't know something is just telling me in my mind so let me quickly complete this ọ̀rọ̀ East Timor yìí and then we see how far we can go more. But what I can just tell you from the East Timor story, the majority of the country infrastructure was destroyed during this attack. But the international force for the East Timor was deployed into the country and they brought down the violence. A lot of Don are doing advert for Kyogun. Jedi cream. Miami and Timor. East Timor was international, following a United Nations administered transition period. Yeah, we need at least 10 million. Maybe I'm going to organization. Ibi media lemi. Ìwọ̀nba tó wọ́n àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ fún wa, òun la fi ń produce. Mo ní wọ̀nba. Àti bá ní owó tó pọ̀ ni, a ṣe 10 million lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ tó máa délé. And I've been talking about pé ká paint ilẹ̀ Yorùbá 2 years ago ni mo ti ń pariwo ẹ̀. Kó tó di pé wọ́n fẹ́ dáhùn àjọ yẹn náà rò. Bàbá Kóìkì o. Ó ti kọ́lé sí ìlú tó ní iná tó ní kíní àwọn alẹ́kọ́lé sí. Ẹ ti mad. Gbogbo mọ́tò tó kó fún kòkó lẹ̀. Gbogbo owó tó yẹ kó fún àwọn warrior. Ìgbà tẹ́ ìwé olúkálukú ti síta ìgbésẹ̀ olúkálukú ti jókòó dáadáa báyìí nísìn. But àwọn organization yìí bo lọ wà. Òun ní béèrè tẹ̀kẹ́ máa bí. Èmi kọ́ l'organization so kílẹ̀ ń kílẹ̀ fẹ́ mẹ́mi fún. Èmi l'organization ni media lèmi náà. So kílẹ̀ wá fẹ́ mi ní problem fún. Organization ni kẹ́ lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Kílẹ̀ ń ṣe sílẹ̀ poster dà sticker dà kílẹ̀ ń ṣe gangan sef. Ṣé akọ̀mọ́ ok ẹni àfẹ́jà ẹ̀rẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ ká fi images nǹkan tá à ń fẹ́ kó máa show nísàlẹ̀. Enlightenment ni ẹni tó gba sticker. Mọ bí ni wọ́n ṣe máa dùn sí. Òun gba Yoruba Nation sticker ó máa cherish ẹ̀ ni òun gba Yoruba Nation face cap òun gba t-shirt òun gba kìnnìkan. So just to complete this, following a United Nations administered transition period, East Timor was internationally recognized as an independent nation in 2002. 2002 ní East Timor gba independent wọn. So ta ló wá ń sọ pé so tí bá tẹ̀ ń dárúkọ pé Soviet Union nǹkan máa ń dárúkọ all the time kò yí pé mo mọ ilé mo ti fi ṣe documentary dáadáa tẹ́ bá lọ tẹ́ bá ti follow mi East Timor yìí 2002 ni wọ́n gba independent wọn but 1975 ló declare lọ kọ́kọ́ declare gbàrà pé sẹ́ ànígbà à ń lọ ṣá declare bá ní declare like I said I leave that to the hands of those that are tèmi ni pé kọ́sà fáwọn information káwa dẹ̀ fìdí that's all I'm just a media and to educate people so ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá ń sọ fún yín pé ìlú kan tún wà pé irọ́ ni pé ẹ sọ fún wọn pé Koiki sọ pé ní 1975 East Timor wọ́n declare ara wọn kúrò nínú Indonesia, and in 2002 àwọn ní the first country ní 21st century tó dé independent country. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo East Timor yẹn, mélòó gan tẹ̀ ní wọn, mélòó ni gbogbo East Timor, kí ni population wọn? Let's go and find out their population, and let's just look at things around them. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo kí ni population wọn. Population, according to what we have here, according to World Bank Worldometer, ìyẹn ló máa ń sọ gbogbo how many people ló wà ní share screen àwọn ọmọ ìmọ̀ like it. Okay, they are still on. Phone it flat. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yẹn nísìn ẹja gbọ́n nǹkan tó ń sọ díẹ̀. So fàájì ṣì ń lọ níbẹ̀, fàájì ṣì ń lọ nísàlẹ̀. The whole population of East Timor is 1.3 million. Ẹ lọ fowó sínú central account, ẹ lọ fowó sínú mineral account. Those are the two official accounts that I'm aware of, as far as I'm concerned. Central account, you can go to YSDM, Y Yankee Sarah Delta Mike.org. 1.3 million. 2002, they will still be building the economy. Fellow passport one. Passport. East Timorese passport are issued to citizens of East Timor to travel internationally until United Nations finishes transitional work in East Timor. Residents had to use a UN travel document to visit other countries until 2002, when the country officially became independent from United Nations control. So if anybody is now coming up to say, I'm going to need the United Nations, ẹ máa bèèrè lọ́wọ́ pé ṣé a ti jà débi tí United Nations máa wá bá wa? Ṣé àwa ti jà? Tí bá dẹ̀ sọ pé jà mean different things. A lè jà pẹ̀lú media, a lè jà pẹ̀lú paper, a lè jà pẹ̀lú violently, it could be anything. Ṣé a ti jà dé stage yẹn? Because United Nations does not just come to anywhere and say, I'm going to sort problem here out. No, it doesn't work like that. United Nations kọ́ ló ń fún yàn nílùú. United Nations do not grant countries. If you call the bus of Abacha mọ owó tó ń lọ. I hope you will do the right thing at the right time. That's all I will say. United Nations is not coming anywhere to Nigeria to solve it. United Nations tó ń wá bó ṣe fẹ́ wá 11 billion fún wọn ní North East. Àbẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́n ní tó ń wá $11 billion. Tó máa kó fún àwọn IDP camp, tó máa pín mọ́ra wọn lọ́wọ́. Tí director tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní United Nations tó máa gbé sóòtẹ́ tó dá, tó máa fún wọn ní security. Ṣé ìyẹn lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ máa dúró ṣe? United Nations náà oko Nigeria oko pot of soup ló jẹ́ fún wọn. But the more crisis like that in Nigeria, the more they are looking for money to solve the problem. United Nations, humanity làwọn wà after. So the more crisis tó wà Nigeria, àwọn ní ìdówó bó ṣe máa resolve problem yẹn. Bọ̀wọ̀ ọ̀fẹ́ resolve in tó jẹ́ kókó problem yẹn pé kólúkálukú kó pín kó máa lọ. Because kókó bẹ̀ ni pé kó pín wa ká máa lọ. United Nations ò ní ṣe yẹn because as far as they're concerned, communion clashes là ní. Ẹ̀mọ́ tán pé communion clashes. Ìjàgboro pé Muslim àti Christian bára wọn jà. Àbí gbogà gbàgà. Ṣé communion clashes là ń bára wa jà? So, ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé United Nations, orí wọn pé wọ́n mọ́ tó ń sọ. Mad people all over the place. Yes, we have to tell United Nations we want to go. But United Nations does not give us the country that we are looking for. I'm calling for any country. If you are waiting for that, we will wait forever. East Timor fought for it. Because the United Nations wá bá wọn pé, ọmọ wàhálà ìpọ̀. Wọ́n jà fún ni. Àwọn kọ́kọ́ lọ declare ara wọn. Imagine àwọn kan declare ara wọn ní 1975 àwọn wá ní ká declare nígbà táyé tẹ̀tí lajú àwọn kan wá nínú tàbá declare kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ o wọ́n máa kọ̀ pa gbogbo yín dànù ni. Okay, just like that ní 21st century tálẹ̀ fi máa mú ní mugun. Yes, ó dá ká prepare ó dá ká wà where gbogbo consequence tó bá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn East Timor náà go through ẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ padà gba ìlú wọn. Passport wọn nísìn might not be strong adébi tó bá lè dé. How strong is the passport? Àwọn kan béèrè. As of 2nd of July 2019 after 2003 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 after 17 years àbí ṣé mo right láti 2002 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 mẹ́wàá nìyẹn 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 after 17 years ní 2019 ìyẹn kọ́kọ́ béèrè ní ọ̀rẹ́ pé Google oríṣiríṣi là ń question náà yẹn máa ń béèrè. East Timorese citizens had visa free or visa on arrival access to 94 countries. Ìlú tó ṣe gba independent ní 2002 pálí wọn lọ sí 94 countries all over the world free and territories ranking the East Timorese passport. Ẹ̀yin Yorùbá tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá já a lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n kí mo ní tá ẹ̀ bá já a lọ because ẹ̀ ní hold me responsible fún because èmi ní ká tró gbogbo ẹ̀ sínú ẹ̀ gbogbo tó bá fẹ́ gbà ká jù sínú ẹ̀. Àwọn ò ní láti ṣe rí problem tá a fẹ́ máa ní ni pé àwa fẹ́ máa ronú on behalf of until the world fẹ́ máa think of kí ni kàn wá pẹ̀lú yẹn. Problem tá a ní ni àwa fẹ́ gbé gbogbo tí àgbáyé máa sọ tó fẹ́ ronú sí ẹ jẹ́ káwọn máa ronú yẹn àwa ti ronú too much already. Passport wọn as at 2019 is number 56. Ẹ rántí pé ti Nigeria is number kíni mo pè lánàá 84 kan lápè. Ìlú with 200 million and say the most populous black nation. Irọ́ ni gbogbo nonsense tó ń sọ fún yín. It is all lies. Ṣé yẹn mọ́ Yorùbá àsìkò táwa yìí shine your eyes properly. Tó bá yẹ pé Koiki ló ń parọ́ èyí tèmi kúkú ń sọ èmi ní evidence ẹ̀. Koiki Media kan ló máa bà Yorùbá Nation jẹ́ ṣé gbogbo tó ń sọ yẹn tí máa kan sọ àti woman kan sọ àti woman tẹ́ ń sọ nonsense náà fake ni. My job is to make sure in tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbórí tẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ̀ rí kémi wá sọ fún yín. Because East Timor wọ́n jà dáadáa kó tó di pé UN wọnú bẹ̀. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tí ìjà so kí lẹ́yìn expect UN kó wá ṣe. Yes, ẹ submit pé fẹ́ lọ UN máa ní okay ẹ fẹ́ lọ okay ẹ lọ kọ lẹ́tà sí president yìí kẹ́ni ẹ fẹ́ lọ ká máa rí. Èmi ń dúró fún outcome letter yìí ní end of this month. Ó súnmọ́ bọ̀ ni kọ́lọ́n kó ṣọ́ wa dé end of the month kó dẹ̀ ṣọ́ wa jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Interface ṣe after that èmi tó fẹ́ rí gbogbo ọ̀nà làjọ máa jókòó làjọ máa wò bọ̀ pé media the responsibility ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá náà no. Koiki Media Yoruba Nation number 56 ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ lọ kí lọ́wọ́ passport index East Timor lẹ́ǹkan sí kí gbogbo wa it's still the same òun lélẹ̀ màá dẹ̀ poster jáde nísìn number 56 òun lélẹ̀ 56 òun ní pálí East Timor tó ṣe gba independent just because tá bá ní just 2002 ìwọ tó bí nísìn nínú Nàìjíríà òṣì yẹn ní 2002 nísìn a ò ní ẹ nísìn a ò ní ẹ èmi ń béèrè ní o ẹ jẹ́ n post síta tí rẹ̀ ní ẹ as of 2nd of July 2019 wọ́n lè lọ sí 94 countries all over the world. Ìwọ bá fẹ́ lọ South Africa ní sàsọmọ Nàìjíríà ṣùgbọ́n pa wá ní South Africa ni ṣé wọ́n ẹ gbọ́ pé bàbá àròlé 1010 wọ́n jó ṣọ́ọ̀pù ìyàwó ẹ̀ ní South Africa etí ń dùn ẹ̀ gbọ́ bọ́ ṣe ń pa àwọn èèyàn ní tọ́jú ọmọ Nàìjíríà ní South Africa. So ẹ má jẹ́ ká parọ́ fúnra wa pé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation nǹkan everything la lè fi sínú ẹ̀ ìbí ká fi lọ ni ẹ má parọ́ ìlú ọ̀làpá nísìn à ń sọ fún yín pé everything òun ni ká throw in at it.
You've got the idea.
Fẹ́ ti gbọ́ you got the idea. Mo fẹ́ post the message yẹn sínú thread ni. Okay. So ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tá à ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ gbọ́ wa dáadáa o àwa ò pé ogun sí Nàìjíríà o àmì sílẹ̀ Yorùbá o èmi Ọláyọmí Kóìkí ò pé ogun ti wà nínú bákẹ́ẹ̀dì yín báyìí inú ogun gbáà lẹ́wà inú ogun gidi lẹ́wà because ẹ̀rọ oúnjẹ jẹ ẹ̀rọ mímú ìwọ wà nù headline tí mo kà jáde fún Starr Radio lẹ́ni everybody is struggling ẹni tó ní gan nísìn ó rọra ń tọ́jú kéékèèké tó ní ni àbọ̀rọ̀ mòye yín nísìn so nobody is calling for war. I've not called for war in Yoruba land. I've called for the peaceful dissolution of the shit old country that was put together by the British government in 1914. So, ṣé ká ṣojú òpó àbí kí máa lọ ká parí ètò? So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ pè mí lórí ṣé pastor ẹ má stress ara yín he has the right to say whatever he wants to say but ẹ̀yin náà ní right yín láti verify pé ṣé ọ̀nà báyìí la máa gbà lọ mo ti post yẹn sórí Koiki Odùduwà mo lè pin ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fi rí then kí n lọ post ẹ̀ sórí màá post ẹ̀ ẹ lọ́ka ẹ realize pé ìlú tó ṣe gba independent ní 2002 á lè wọ́n dájú Nàìjíríà òṣì ti British create lọ. So kí wá ní tí mò ń sọ tó yàtọ̀ kí ni tí mò ń sọ tó yàtọ̀ hello sir.
Hello Mr. Koiki.
ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè.
ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
àwa ni ẹ sọ.
I always love your analysis. Ọlọ́run tó dẹ̀ fún yín lọ́pọlọ kò ní gbà lọ́wọ́ yín.
àmín Jésù Kristi inshallah ṣẹ́dùn.
jẹ́rìí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí I'm very, very happy about it. Very, very happy about it. Anyway.
What's that?
Reason is these are one of the signs. Tí ẹ bá gbọ́ gbogbo àwọn kan tí mò ń sọ ẹ̀ dáadáa tí mò ń jù sí yìí ní program tí mo máa ń.
Ó yé mi sá.
Mo ti sọ pé ìran mẹ́ta ló bá àwọn ọmọ Ísírẹ́lì jáde tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ ọmọ Ísírẹ́lì tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ Ísírẹ́láìtì. Ìran àkọ́kọ́ ní ìran Aaron àti Miriam. Wọ́n dìtẹ̀ mú Mósè wípé ṣóun nìkan ni ó lágbára ni ṣóun nìkan. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ pè wọ́n ó ní Mósè bá mi pè wọ́n wá. Ó ní màá fi wọ́n hàn bóyá mi mo pè wọ́n bóyá àwọn ló pera wọn. Ó lẹ́yìn tí mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yin prophet tí mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ojú oorun ni mo ti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n Moses mi face to face ni ó nítorí náà ẹ máa dẹ́tẹ̀ Miriam dẹ́tẹ̀ sister Moses ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ìran ìkejì àwọn ní ìran Koram Nathan àti Abrahamu wọ́n tún dìtẹ̀ mọ́ Mósè ni Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kílẹ̀ lánàá ó gbé wọn mì láàyè gbogbo àwọn fámìlì wọn pátápátá bó ṣe analysis yẹ sórí program bọ́ọ̀lọ́run ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi sọ ìran kẹta ní àwọn ìran Joshua. Nígbà tó stage ibi level tá a wà nìyẹn báyìí o because stage by stage ni level tá a wà nìyẹn ní òkè oṣù mọ̀ kan tó yá ẹ lọ wo ilẹ̀ tẹ̀tí ẹ̀ fẹ́ gbà tí mò ń kó yín lọ ẹ lọ wo bó ṣe dára tó wọ́n wá yan àwọn olórí 12 wọn nìkan lọ nínú àwọn 12 yẹn àwọn 10 wọ́n nílẹ̀ ẹbẹ̀ dára lóòótọ́ o wọ́n tẹ̀ tún mẹ́sàn-án bẹ̀ wá wọ́n ní ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ àwọn anarchy ni bí tẹ̀tẹ̀ la rí níwájú wọn kàn máa tẹ̀ wá pa ni àwọn ọmọ Ísírẹ́lì bá bínú wọn ní wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sunkún Joshua àti Caleb wọ́n fàṣọ wọn ya wípé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lóòótọ́ o ilẹ̀ yẹn dára lóòótọ́ ó sì lọ́ra èso ibẹ̀ lélẹ̀ lóòótọ́ àwọn akíìmù àwọn tó lágbára wà ń bẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run ti gba agbára lọ́wọ́ wọn Ọlọ́run ti fún wa ní agbára a máa gba ilẹ̀ náà nítorí gbogbo Ọlọ́run ni. So gbogbo àwọn bí kẹ́ ẹ tí ì rí nǹkan kan mo sọ nígbà kan bóyá láti àwòdìsí àlára program tí mo sẹ́yìn sí yín tẹ́ bá lè lọ kó mo ní tó bá tó stage kan especially tó bá tẹ̀ lẹ́jọ́ mo lẹ́ẹ̀ máa rí many people tá a rò pé àwọn ló gbé báyìí kárí pé wọ́n máa sọ kalẹ̀ ẹ rí bàbá tó sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mo program yẹn o bàbá tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mo analyse ẹ̀ pátápátá ó kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ dáadáa ó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í gbé ó ń jáde ó ń wọlé ó ń jáde ó ń wọlé ẹ ti máa mọ̀ pé bàbá yẹn ti ní nǹkan kan ló dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ akọ ìtàn ni òun náà ṣe pa ìtàn rẹ̀ ní skul tẹ́ ẹ bá wo gbogbo àwọn tó ń jáde wọ̀nyí bóyá ẹ̀mí ìmọ̀ bóyá ẹ ti gbójú dáadáa ńgbà yẹn láyé Ajáṣin àti Ọmọborí Owó.
wọ́n gbogbo náà láti gbọ́ ọ̀sán àwọn yẹn sọ̀tàn yẹn.
àwọn tó ń gbé ṣépè ńgbà yẹn tó ń gbé ṣépè ńgbà yẹn orúkọ wọn ṣì wà wọn ò dẹ̀ yà kúrò nípa ọ̀tẹ̀ yẹn. mo sì lè dárúkọ márùn-ún wọn tó jẹ́ pé analysis kan tá a rí tó ń jáde àtẹlẹ́yìn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́kìtì bàbá ara fámílì àwọn Ọmọborí Owó ìgbà yẹn nìyẹn. So we know them wọn ò lè kúrò àtẹ̀rí kò sí bọ́n ṣe fẹ́ ṣe wọ́n àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń gba ìlú àwọn kéréje ni àwọn kéréje ni so àwọn tó máa ìran ìparun wà lára wọn kẹ́rí I so much like the mọ̀mọ́ onítìrí ní voice mail send yẹ ọkàn mi tó wá balẹ̀ àwọn kan ti rí pé kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe mọ́ so wọ́n fẹ́ lò wọ́n that's the best thing ni pé ọdún tó bá kọjá ọdún yìí Ọlọ́run tẹ̀ nígbà fún wa Ọlọ́run tó lè léṣi wa o Ọlọ́run ló máa gbé wa débẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n mo sọ àti wá débẹ̀ yẹ táìmù tá a máa débẹ̀ ọwọ́ wa ló kù ọmọ Ísírẹ́lì 40 days Ọlọ́run sọ pé wọ́n máa lò ṣùgbọ́n àwọn gan fúnra wọn ló fà di 40 years.
Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí tí wàá rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, amen. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo máa kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá wa káàkiri. Now let me, ta ló mọ̀ pé East Timor, ẹ̀yọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, East Timor tí mò ń dárúkọ látẹ̀ǹkan. Do you know that they can get into this country without a visa? Mo lọ ń wo gbogbo àwọn ìlú tí passport wọn lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá mélòó ni kò fẹ́ wá sí London? UK is a very beautiful country that I pray you will get in one day and see. And I imagine the same country that colonized us, telling us we are Commonwealth, but you can't get into this country until Tobalo apply for visa. It was not like that before, up to the 80s, 1982. Àwọn tó jẹ àǹfààní ẹ̀ kó tó di pé Margaret Thatcher ó close the area yẹn. My younger sister was benefited from that. Automatic tó bá bí wọn sí bíbá nígbà yẹn, you are a British citizen. Margaret Thatcher ló stop òfin yẹn. Kí lè rí báwọn àwọn tí ń tètè rí foresight pé hey, the more tó bá ń bí àwọn èèyàn síbẹ̀ tó ń gba British citizenship, problem ló máa jẹ́ lọ́jọ́ iwájú o. So they stopped it. Àwa tó tún wá colonize, tó kó together, tó pè ní one Nigeria, wọ́n tún wá stop visa on arrival. Ṣé mọ̀ pé East Timor tí mo ṣe dárúkọ tí mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ látẹ̀ǹkan ẹ̀ òun lélẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ lọ America visa ma required but ní UK visa free for 180 days. 180 days mo kí Pastor Mo 180 days ni ọmọ East Timor tó bá ní pálí wọn lọ́wọ́ so ìwọ tó ń wò mí nísìn tó fẹ́ gba ó jẹ́ tètè. Okay, please be calm and let us move forward. Yoruba Nation now. Is she going to have a comfort? Well, I don't have any problem with anybody. I remain focused. Nobody can distract what I'm doing. I will continue to educate and give you all the reasons that if we don't throw everything into the basket and get the hell out of Nigeria, there will be election next year and we will all pay the heavy consequence for that. That's all. Our media will still be here. It's not going anywhere. But the question is, do we really all want to push everything right now? Hey, imagine East Timor, only Shall we talk of green sea, Mr. Lee, green United Kingdom near. Mo ti send the link here low from that is United Kingdom. If you talk of green sea, a country that fought for their independence. Ìwà wa lọ sí ìlú yẹn nísìn. Wà wá ní kó respect ẹ̀. Ìwọ ọmọ orú ìjà táwọn jà. Kọ́ tèmi bá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìn àbí tí wọn náà bá dé bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìn. wá àwọn ìlú ìfàyàn mọ́rújà tọ́jà àfi tó bá lọ gbọ́ history wọn 1975 lọ declare ara wọn out of Indonesia. What faced consequence of it? But the end result is good now. And the reason to say pé nígbà yẹn kò lè ju pé communication is not as good as now. East Timor. Ẹ jẹ́ òtúwòrò àwọn ìlú tí ó jẹ́ visa free. Visa free mean pé visa on arrival 45, visa free 53. So let's go and look at those countries tó yẹ pé wọ́n lè lọ sí Turkey. Ìwọ tọ́mọ jẹ́ Nàìjíríà nísìn ó lè lọ Turkey. I don't think some of you understand pé it's just so painful that à ń ṣàlàyé fún yín pé these are things that irú àwa tó kàn máa dùn àwa náà ti sacrifice 14 years láti kó tó di pọ́ fún wa ní ìwé so yẹn tá a bá lè travel around with that little ìwé tó fún wa yẹn but ẹ̀yin tí wọ́n pè ní pé Nàìjíríà tó create ó lè lọ káàkiri ó ti wà conquered òyìnbó tá à ń lò lẹ́ǹkan yẹn mo kàn ń wá àwọn ìlú tí wọ́n lè lọ for free and I don't want to mention any African countries so I'm going to mention countries that tí gbogbo ata mọ̀ kó jẹ́ àwọn gbòógì country because African countries is just the same shit bí a díẹ̀ nù wọ́n lè lọ sí America lóòótọ́ wọ́n ní the visa wọ́n fẹ́ lọ wọ àwọn ìlú tó jẹ́ gbòógì bí àwọn European country nǹkan kan yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ wo mélòó lọ lè lọ. Wọ́n wọ Austria wọ́n lè lọ sí Austria visa free for 90 days. Wọ́n lè lọ sí Barbados visa free for 28 days. Fi lọ wá àwọn ìlú tó jẹ́ gbòógì. Wọ́n lè lọ sí tọ́wọ́ máa lọ Canada wọ́n ní the visa. Denmark visa free for 90 days. Òun pa àwọn ìlú tó dá làwọn ìlú yẹn Denmark. Gbogbo population Denmark nísìn tàbá lọ àwọn yẹn náà nísìn Denmark. The whole population of Denmark. Gbogbo population Denmark as of today is Denmark. Finland is 5.5. Copenhagen is 600,000. German is 83 million. Denmark is 5 million. Go to category 5.8, 6 million. You're going Nigeria passport, Danny. You want to come value. Oh, the value. And that's why we are saying, let us get the hell out. Motifelo won't room it. Only lost Cuba. Tourist card 30 days. If you want to do me, you have to see Denmark. Wale lọ sí Finland, another very beautiful country, 90 days. France, wale lọ sí France, 90 days. Wale lọ sí Gambia. And Western World anymore. Hong Kong, visa free for 7 days. So wale sáré lọ Hong Kong, kọ́kọ́ sáré lọ ṣe business kó padà. 7 days. Iceland, wọ́n lè lọ Iceland for 90 days. Hungary, wọ́n lè lọ for 90 days. Ireland, wọ́n ní the visa. Israel, wọ́n ní the visa. Italy, so that means we want a good relationship pẹ̀lú European Union nìyẹn. Italy, 90 days. Jordan, wọ́n máa fún wọn ní visa on arrival. Ẹ já lọ wo United Arab Emirates. Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó ń lọ nísìn, ó ti ní problem báyìí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo United Arab Emirates. UAE under Yukoni Yemawa. I'm a pareto in this. What they Sweden 90 days. United Arab Emirates e-visa. And why any problem this as Nigerians beloro e-visa lọ sí Dubai. Abikeda and somebody lórí page láìpẹ́ pé I think anybody that is even under 20 kilo pé nísìn if you are 20 if you are below 30 wọ́n ní fún ẹni visa lọ sí Dubai mọ́. If you are below 30 as a Nigerian citizen. ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká dá dúró ká lè ní good relationship with the world. Àgbáyé làwọn náà ní relationship pẹ̀lú. Ẹ bá wo pálí wọn nísìn. Ìbí nǹkan táwa náà sọ ni pé tá a bá dá dúró, à ní relationship tó dáa. So that's all I'm gonna say. Later on tonight, àwọn bàbá wa wọ́n bọ̀ wá ṣe prayer kan lọ́dọ̀ wa ní aago kan òru ló bọ́ sí ní UK for 2 hours. Ó bọ́ bí 7 p.m. ní US time. Kọ́lọ́nkọ́ fún alálàáfíà. So let me just go and relax. So I'll be back. Kí mi náà lọ máa monitor àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣe rally. Mo kíyà mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Thank you so much for always there. Lọ sí kíní ni. Mo kí gbogbo ìyàwó pátápátá látòkè délẹ̀ ìyàwó ọ̀jọ́ra Oòduà ti dé gbogbo yín ni mo kí. Bí ṣe máa ń sọ, we don't sit here and abuse the office because office ni bíbá jẹ́ fèmí on gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Gbogbo kò ní dá fún yín kankan yẹn. I'm sure you all understand that it's just part of the campaign and the movement. Most often there will be reconciliation later on after we get Yoruba Nation. Do you have badges to buy? I don't understand. Do you have badges to buy? What do I mean by that, princess? If I may rephrase it, do you have badges to buy? If I may rephrase it more, get the message in. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Àkí àwọn ọmọ wa tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ gbogbo àdúgbò gbogbo ìṣeré jágbàjàgbà jógbòjógbò. Our people are trying. So ẹ̀kẹ́yìn náà lọ enjoy Oṣegani Bashiru Mustapha. Baba don't say Pastor Mo, thank you so much. I keep following you on Twitter. You're a very active person on Twitter. I appreciate those of you on the MixLR and those of you on all our platforms. Yeah, and the one on my chest. Okay, do you have badges to buy? I be sell if so. America want to send the list to me. Daddy Sam, let's send the to me to Gbowosha. Oh, Baba Dami. Ó dẹ̀ ti wà lọ́wọ́ mi, wọ́n tẹ̀ send tó pọ̀ nígbà yẹn mo ṣáà ti pín. Ní máa pè wọ́n pé kọ́ tẹ̀ bá mi. Okay, the last time tó tẹ̀ send ẹrù sí mi, British government, unlike owó. Ẹ bá rí gbogbo package tó send sí mi, ẹ bá tún rí tí wọ́n gbé sí as custom. Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ó ti like owó jù. Because eléyìí nísìnyí òjò ti pa, so ti ń like ó ń dóògùn ní gbogbo bíbá. And I don't think I have another one. So, àwọn lọ send ẹ̀ sí mi láti US. Ẹ bá wà ní US, mo lè connect yín pẹ̀lú wọn, I think it does it in US and all that. Like I said, the flags are already on the ground. We will also try to distribute the one that we have. But the bigger ones, like I said, the diaspora, if you want to help us out, I only have 500 of the medium ones. If you help us, we can produce more as well. So we now have all the 4 sizes back home, and hopefully gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ bá wa flag yẹn náà tí a ti send sí àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. I'm sure as many people receiving their flag, they were sending me the images and we were posting them out as well. So tẹ́lẹ̀ eléyìí tá à ń ṣe fáwọn èèyàn nílé, which we continue to give the people. Somebody said we need about 10 million. Koda, we need more than 10 million if possible, but we can only do what we can do on our platforms. And so we've now been able to send this one as Thomas. So I'm only to deliver with the one, but it's only 500 copies. 500 pieces limo lashe of this size. And the size, yato sele, yatowa gone. And we also have, the big one. So I have to go now. So if I have anybody that says, okay, send I will then release that to you. If not, I will just keep there until we see how it goes. Because those ones cost me a little bit more to produce. And you have to also factor that it's still much better for me to produce them here than produce them in that shit or country where the quality. Tí bá gbé jáde nísìn tó bá tó mi máa ṣe tó bá dọ̀tí tí bá kọ̀ tó ra fi sínú warm water pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ díẹ̀ tí bá tún gbọ̀n báyìí ó tún dán yán ni, and it comes with a stick as well. So thank you so much everyone as we continue to wait for the announcement of the mega rally. As soon as the mega rally is getting Klomori Yami Canada, Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ dẹ̀ ti support wa lọ́tún lósì, we appreciate and we continue to say thank you so much. We will do best and our best and our best. Even after a nation is declared, a nation is running, the media still need to checkmate a lot of things. We're not going to be in a military era. We want people to be free, and we want the Yoruba to think about, the government to think about the Yoruba people first, before anybody. Hello, I'm a British, this year, I'm a British, touching line up. 9 hours, 10 hours. Walk off a Juba queen, call on phone, okay. Intima, you always sort of one. Intima come and so this for now here. Because they believe in her. So, come on wonder pé ewúro àwọn ọba tiwa tó kú. Mom sí mi dẹ̀ ni pé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. Mom sí mi dáhùn sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá. Ó ní kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ pé kọ́ba kú, ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyàwó ọ̀jọ́ra. Pé kọ́ba kú, I've never seen single media to send any flag to location. I might blame any media. Everybody's doing different things. If we have more, we will do different things. But for now, we'll keep pushing the flag. Because of the numbers that we are doing. We're not doing the volume of 50,000, in one go. 100,000 in one go. It would have been nice, but we can only do what we can do for now. So, no, any flag here, let a flag, send message, for any price, I send us in Bunel, send it. Flag to the Australia. We send us on Australia to the bag myself. I'm possible, Italy, leg bang. Gbogbo àwọn tí mo send sí pátá kódà aláàjì kan ṣe ń confirm pé àwọn tí rìtẹ́ bá gba yóò ṣe sùúrù nígbà tó ń ṣe Nàìjíríà mo send lọ tó máa miss lọ́nà ní US bẹ́ẹ̀ ó máa dọ́dọ̀ yín tó bá dọ́dọ̀ yín lé ní á dọ́dọ̀ yín títí Monday. So mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo our platform will continue the campaign. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Yawa Sekina Giwa and every single one of you. If I didn't mention your name, ẹ má fi ṣe bínú rárá. Mo rí ń bẹ̀ ní Dublin ní Yawa Grace. Àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ìyá mi àtàyìn fine sisters wa one beautiful sisters wa ọlọ ha sí gbogbo different part of the world èlòmí ọkọ wà nílé boyfriend wà nílé irú àwọn bàbá tí wọ́n gbèrú ayé bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo wọn gbé together ni ìyàwó ọmọ àwa ní everybody kan wá bóyá fẹ́ survive nísìnyí can't continue like that. So ẹ̀kẹ́ mi náà máa follow àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣe rally yẹn lọ kí n lè gbé sí screen kí n máa jókòó sí bíbá kí n máa monitor wọn kẹ́yìn náà lè lọ enjoy it so that we don't take our time here. Àníri jù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ have a very good afternoon. Ẹja play anthem wa èèyàn kan ló ní Koiki ìjọba máa play anthem yẹn tó bá ti fẹ́ máa lọ and I always try to remember as well. May God bless Yoruba Nation. May God bless our land. May God bless the Biafra. May God bless Mazinam the Kanu. May God bless all those of you that are working quietly, doing different things. Global Directorate, Yoruba One Voice, YSDM, I am an independent media. I don't have to associate with anybody. I'm an independent media. And I can talk about anything without anybody asking me question to that. Media scrutinize. Let's scrutinize the problem in here. But for now, I can scrutinize anybody I want. And I don't work for anybody. Anyway, I'm bossy. I'm a Yoruba thing take care of me. So anyway, let's go and then we come back later on for the prayer. Anything cool. It might be no. Anything woman need by a join Koiki Media cafe party. All right. Anthem walele. Forílẹ̀ ìbí wa, kàgbéga fàlẹ́rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ kájọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹ́jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. ọmọ Oòduà bọ̀ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Bye for now. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR, màá lọ start the MixLR yẹn lókè. Màá stop it late because I'm going to be having some private conversation and I don't want that to feed into the conversation that you'll be listening to. So màá pa ilé, màá lọ tán tókè. So ẹ fún mi ní few minutes ká fi end gbogbo broadcasting. So in case you still want to follow the ongoing Òkè Ògùn mega rally, ẹ ṣé gan ni o gbogbo wa. Bye for now.